Hello and welcome to another Fantasy Haven livestream. 2 in a row. Well, not in a row, but I'm back with force. I'm back with a vengeance. I'm back on YouTube. So let's just jump into it. We are going to be ranking Game of Thrones casting. Let me explain what I mean by that. And I have the feeling that as more people come into this livestream, I'm going to have to explain this and repeat myself because everyone's going to get mad. I'm specifically ranking the casting not based on acting. It's purely visual, right? I wasn't sure how to include that in the title without it being too clunky, but it's purely visual. It's how much do they look like their book counterpart. It's nothing to do with their acting. So for example, Alfie Allen as Theon Greyjoy, he would probably score quite low because he doesn't really look like how Theon is described, but his acting perfectly encapsulates Theon and Reek and all that stuff. So purely visual, okay? And let people know in the chat when they enter the live stream late, because people are gonna be mad at me because there's gonna be some fantastic actors I'm gonna put low, and everyone's gonna go, "How dare you?" But yes, this is just a website, a tier list website. The characters are in a completely random order, so we'll be going through the order that's here, and let's have a look at the different tier lists I've come up with. There's perfect, which of course is bang on, looks exactly how they're described in the books. How did you even find this person? Very similar. So again, perfect is very rare. There might not even be anyone in perfect. Very similar is the vibe is there. They look how they're described on the page. Not perfectly. Maybe the beard's not big enough, maybe they're not bald enough or whatever, but pretty good casting. Close enough is, yeah, you're in the ballpark. Like, you know, the characters are redhead, you cast a redhead, maybe they don't look the same, but you've generally got the vibe down. Artistic license is, okay, you just cast a good actor. You didn't really focus on whether they look the same. They definitely fit the brief. You know, if a certain character is a 20-year-old man and you hired a young man in his 20s, then sure, you're in the right ballpark, but maybe if they look completely different, it's like, the bruh tier, and again, like I said, I don't know if anyone's going in bruh, but the bruh tier is like, this looks nothing like how they're described in the book, like, not even close. This isn't even remotely close. What are you doing? So, let's get ready. We'll wait a few seconds just for some more people to come in, because again, remember when I used to prepare my live streams in advance? I used to actually give people several hours notice. Now I'm just like, oh fuck, I'll do a live stream now. Why not? But yeah, I'll go through the usual usual spiel, my pre-stream spiel. Like and subscribe. If you haven't already, feel free to send in a super chat. If you want to say something, ask me a question or whatever to support the channel, this is my job. I appreciate it a lot. And if you don't want to send in a super chat, what you can do instead is go into the description and send in a Streamlabs donation. So YouTube takes a percentage from the super chat, but Streamlabs allows me to have 100% of what you send. I said that in a very clunky way, but you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Donations and super chats will pop up on screen and I'll read them out for you, and that helps support the channel. There we go. Got to go through the boring stuff at the start of every live stream. Okay. Why the hell is the dog in there? Listen, I did not. I just found a pre-made Game of Thrones character tier list and I changed the tier names. I don't know what characters are here. I hope it's all of them. They're in a completely random order. Is it alphabetical? No, it's not even alphabetical. I don't know what the order is. It's just random, but there we go. Let's go. Right. Are we ready? We have over 100 viewers. Let's get going. So, starting off with the one, the only... Euron Greyjoy. Wait, no, I'm not going to put him up yet. Euron Greyjoy. So, in the book... Oh, sorry, let's begin with the show. In the show, we have... Euron, he's... I mean, I just did a whole video about him. He's got a mutton chops leading into a moustache and dark hair. He's a tall gentleman. He's got a bit of a... His face kind of looks a bit like Alfie Allen. He's got a bit of a... bit of a heavy brow, bit of a plain face. yeah, pretty. He kind of just looks like a guy. If I'm being honest, he looks like a dude. Are we gonna take costumes into account? I feel like, because that's not really relating to casting, but also, I'll ignore costumes for now. I will ignore. I don't know, because Euron, right? When we're talking about Euron, compare him to Book Euron. So, like I said, in the show, he's just a tall, normal-looking guy with a moustache and mutton chops, and then in season 7 and 8, he gets guyliner. Looks a little bit like Crack Sparrow. In the books, he's very handsome, pale. He has like jet black hair. He's got a short cropped beard. He has lips that are stained blue from drinking Shade of the Evening. And he has an eye patch. You know what? I think I will include costuming to some effect, because you can use costuming to enhance the casting, right? Show Euron doesn't have the blue lips. He doesn't have an eye patch. He's got a cute scar, but he hasn't got an eye patch. It is one of the strangest castings. I think people would agree with me there. People are saying bruh tier. I don't think it's that bad, because ultimately, like, he's a tall man. He's a tall man. So, you know, that's Euron adjacent. He's a tall man. He's probably the right age. But it's almost... Actually, no. I'm going to go bruh. I am actually going to go bruh. Like, I'm not going to even put it under artistic license. I'm just going to say you didn't even bother. There was no attempt to make him look like Euron. There was no attempt. I'm going to be harsh. Fed up of being nuanced in these tier lists. Okay. Yeah, the only thing that isn't bruh tier is that he's a man. I'm literally standing here being like, he's tall and he's a man and Euron's a tall man? Like, what am I talking about? No, he's going in bruh tier. Next up, we have Rickon Stark. Again, I don't get the order of this. Rickon Stark, in the books, Rickon's about, what, 3 years old, I think? 3? Or is he like 6? I think he's 3 years old, yeah. At the start of the books, he's 3. And then he's about 5 or 6 by Dance with Dragons. He's just described as looking like a little kid with red tully hair. In Game of Thrones, Rickon Stark, he's a few years older than he is in the books, so that's already a bit of a, you know, that's already knocking some points off. He doesn't have red tully hair, he has dark brown hair. He definitely, you know, he's certainly got, he also hasn't got, you know, the tully eyes, right? He hasn't necessarily got the tully features. He does look quite Starky, but yeah, he's a shaggy haired young boy. I feel like that's mid, honestly. I feel like saying artistic license is a bit too harsh. I'd say close enough. You need a kid. He's a kid. Like, yeah, he's not a redhead, but let's go close enough for Rickon. Right? That's not insulting. It's close enough. Next up, we have Yara Greyjoy, who of course in the books is called Asha. So in the show, you know, she's played by Gemma Whelan. In the books, she does. I think she's a lot more striking in the books. In the books, she's got short, like, she's got short black hair, kind of tomboyish. There's kind of a tomboyish vibe going on. She has sharp features and a nose that's a little bit too big for her face, but a wicked smile that makes up for it. She's quite kind of, she looks quite fierce and daring and kind of sexy in a tomboyish way, and long-legged and everything. She's got a very distinct look. Show Yara in the same way that Euron just kind of looks like a dude. Show Yara just kind of looks like a woman. You know what I mean? People are saying bruh for her. I think that might be a bit too harsh. I don't think she's bruh. She does look generic. Yeah, as someone said. She's just, you know, but she's not like, artistic license is like, you're really stretching, you know. I'd say she's more close enough, right? She's close enough. People don't agree. People don't agree in the chat. No, some people do. Yeah, she's close enough. She's of the correct age, and you know, she's suddenly got a hardy look to her that suits an Ironborn female captain, and the hair color's correct. It's I'm gonna say close enough. I'm being generous there. Yeah, someone said it's not even Asha, she's in bro tier. Okay, I'm not going to base it on the names. I'm not basing it on the names. Yes, just to clarify for Pioneer 10 in the chat says, acting's good. If this is only looks, I'd say, yeah, this is only looks. So I'm just clarifying this for people who've come in a bit later. This is looks only, comparing the show to the book counterparts. I'm not ranking them based on acting. If I were ranking based on acting, they would probably all be like S tier, and a few might be A tier, and maybe one is B tier. You know, like, we're not talking about acting, we're talking about what they look like compared to. Next up, Ollie. Well, that's bruh tier, because Ollie's like, I'm not even gonna add him to the tier. He's not a character in the book, so I'm just gonna put him down here. He doesn't even belong here. I didn't. This is a pre-existing tier list template, so that's why. Benjen. So Benjen Stark is described as, well, I think he's just described as having sharp features. You know, he just looks like a traditional Stark. So that's sort of the dark brown hair, the kind of wolfish face, sharp features. And Benjen in the show, he looks perfect for a Stark. He's got the dark brown long hair. He's got sharp features. He does look rugged and northern. He looks very good. Does he have is he described as having a beard? Let me double check, actually. I need a guy in a chair. I need a tech guy to to be typing away, looking up the book descriptions. Let me see. Doesn't mention a beard. Fan art has him without a beard and with a beard. I think I'm gonna go. This might be perfect, actually. Wow, we have an early one. I was gonna say very similar, but like, no. I think in every way that's a perfect Benjen Stark. In every way, like, he's in that actor was in. There was an old show on the BBC called Ripper Street, which was like a crime drama but set in Victorian times. It was a couple of Victorian detectives, and one of them was played by Jerome Flynn, actually, the Bronn actor. And I think the villain in one of the seasons was played by Benjen's actor, and he had a great name. The character's name was like Jedediah Shine or something like that. I remember being like, ooh, Jedediah? Anyway, moving on to Grey Worm. So, okay, let me just double check Grey Worm. So in the show, Grey Worm is good-looking young man. He's lithe and toned. He's got a shaved head. He's mixed race, and he's in charge of the Unsullied. Let me have a look. So he has no facial hair. This is the book version now. No facial hair. That makes sense. They're all eunuchs. The hair atop of his head is short and brown. Yeah, shaved head. He is stocky, of medium height and square. Okay, so in the books, Grey Worm's a lot more stocky, whereas he's a lot more lithe in the show. He is young, in his late 20s. Yeah, that's about right. Doesn't really clarify what his skin color is. It could be anything, because the Giscari in Slaver's Bay, it's not race-based slavery. It's basically conquest-based slavery. They've conquered different people, civilizations, captured people, and then it's their descendants are slaves, etc., etc. So, yeah, the vibe's right, but he's not stocky. I'm gonna say close enough. He's not like a stocky, broad man. We're going to say close enough. Next up, we have Ramsay Snow / Ramsay Bolton. So, in the show, Ramsay has, well, he's kind of got a mop of almost like Hobbit-like hair, you know, from the Lord of the Rings films. He's kind of got a mop of dark hair, short dark hair. He's got very piercing blue eyes. He has a very, very square jaw, like a lantern jaw. He's certainly. I think it's debatable. His looks are debatable. I think I've seen some people say they find Show Ramsay ugly, and other people say they find Show Ramsay really hot. So I think it's in the eye of the beholder, right? Some people think he's handsome, some people think he's not. He's got a bit of a Matt Smith thing going on. So in the books, he looks very different. Very different. In the books, he is broad. So he's got broad shoulders. He's a large man. I think they said that he's... He looks... He's described as being like big-boned, and his body will turn to fat when he's older, is the vibe. That so he's not necessarily fat and gross. He's more just broad, but when he ages, you imagine he's going to get pretty fat. So he's quite big and fleshy. He's got long, stringy, dark hair. So it's not kind of a short mop like in a show. It's long and stringy and greasy. He's got the piercing blue Bolton eyes, and in the show, yeah, he's got piercing blue eyes. Not quite Bolton eyes. Bolton eyes are like pale. They're so pale they're almost like milky, right? But yeah, and he's also got these sort of quite grotesquely described lips. He's got very like thick, wet, red lips that are often described as being wormy. Like I think Theon, when Ramsay smiles in one chapter, Theon describes it as his lips look like two worms fucking, which is pretty evocative. So yeah, in the show we have this, square-jawed, kind of good-looking guy with piercing blue eyes and short hair, and in the books he's like a big fleshy guy with big fat lips and stringy hair, and he looks like an ugly serial killer. Oh, I think he's also got like a broad nose and really close-set eyes, so he really is described as looking like a gross serial killer. I'm not going to go bruh, simply because of the eyes. I think I'm going to put Show Ramsay in artistic license because he does have the kind of pale skin, dark hair, piercing blue eyes. That is the Ramsay vibe. I'm slightly tempted to put him in bruh because I love the way he's described in the book so much that it is quite disappointing how he is in the show. But no, he's got some elements. He's got enough elements that he goes up to artistic license, I think. He has a six-pack in the show. Yeah, in the show, he is ripped. He's got a sexy body in the show. You kidding me? We don't get any Ramsay shirtless scenes in the books, I don't think. Yes, Kevin pointed out, Sansa describes Joffrey's lips the same way. Yes, in the first book, she starts off by saying he has, like, really nice lips. And then by the end of the book, when he reveals himself to be... After he kills Ned and he reveals himself to be a brute... she starts seeing him in a different light, and she's like, oh, he was never handsome, I actually find him ugly now. It's kind of like, when you break up with someone and they're not as attractive to you as they were when you were with them, like that classic cliche. It's kind of like that. And so what she previously thought were like nice lips, she's now like, actually they're kind of wormy. So next up we have Ebro. I mean, wait, I don't think we see Ebros in the books. He does exist as a character. He is a canon character. He is the Archmaester for medical stuff, health stuff. He's the health secretary. He's the RFK Jr. of Westeros. But no, he's going to go at the bottom here because he doesn't physically appear in the books. He's just in the appendix. Okay, next up we have Missandei. So, yeah, in the show, Missandei, she's a very beautiful woman. She's sort of in her early 20s, mixed race. She's got an afro. And I specifically remember the first season she's in, season 3, right? She's got that ridiculous dress. It's like the boobiest, most cleavagey dress you can imagine. God damn. Teenage Haven watching that in his bedroom. That was a... Man, that first binge through of the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones are fun times. Missandei... Okay, book Missandei. For those who don't know, okay, Missandei in the books is a child. Missandei in the books is a child. She's a 10-year-old translator slave from the Isle of Narth. And because she's from Narth, she has... What was it? I think she's described as having like a broad nose and golden eyes. Is it golden eyes or golden skin? Let me double check. I'm checking as if this is looking into the specific details will somehow change the fact that it's obviously Bra. Like, of course it's Bra. But yeah, she's described as having, what was it? Yeah, dusky skin, a round flat face, eyes like molten gold. That's how the Nathi look. So, you know, this is a beautiful woman. This is not a child with golden eyes. That's inbred here. Again, some people are going to come into this stream late and think I'm ranking based on acting, and they're going to be so mad. They're like, why is she in the lowest tier? They're like, damn, this guy must be a Benjen stan. Okay, Ghost. Shout out Ghost. I mean, Ghost is a direwolf, an albino direwolf, white hair, red eyes. That's pretty perfect, if you ask me. Pretty perfect. Pretty perfect. I don't know what else to say. Next up, Maester Aemon. So Maester Aemon, in the show, he's an old man. He's got a thin mop of white hair, and he's blind. Generally, really good casting. However, I'm not going to put him in perfect, because I'm pretty sure, Maester Aemon in the books is like 20 years older than Aemon in the show. Aemon in the books is like 100. He's fully bald. His eyes are milky. He's not quite the same. Very similar. Show Maester Aemon, great casting, very similar, but he's not quite old enough, which is ridiculous. But hey. Next up, we have Lyanna Mormont. I mean, she doesn't physically appear in the books. We just see a letter from her, so again, I cannot rank her. Next up, we have... Oh, we have a super chat. Thank you for the super chat from Olbing Elias, who says, Euron's actor is named... Oh boy. Pilau Ashbeck. Did I pronounce that right? Probably not. He is from Denmark and was in movies like The Great Wall and Operation Overlord. He definitely has fun playing Euron, though. From what I've heard, he's a very good actor and he's been in some really good stuff. And look, he's not bad playing the character he was given, to be fair. Like, if you look at season 7 and 8, he is playing basically just kind of an absurd Captain Jack parody, like a sort of comic relief pirate villain. And he does a good job playing that role, to be fair. He does a good job playing the role. So, you know, he just doesn't look anything like the character, and the character is not written anything like he is in the books. Okay, so next up we have Cersei. Bitter still in the chat says book Cersei's more insane. That's true, but remember we're doing visual stuff. This is not just a generic book versus show comparison. This is visual. How good is the casting visually? So in the show we have Lena Headey playing Cersei. She's older than Cersei in the books. In the books, Cersei is early 30s, and then when the show begins, Lena Headey's probably later 20s, right? And for me, I'd say Cersei in the books is a lot more of a lot more sexual of a character, a lot more sexy. She's described as being, you know, a hot blonde with an ample bosom. You know, the realm's delight of at least of the A Song of Ice and Fire era. And yeah, I'd say two things to say about show Cersei. One, I don't think she, and this is me personally, right? This is completely subjective. I don't think she personally captures the beauty of show Cersei. That's just me. Other people have disagreed. I've spoken to other people who have disagreed with me. And I was never really a fan of the wig they gave her. I didn't like the wig. Both the long one, and the short one was fine, but like the long one I wasn't a big fan of. And also, she's meant to, we kind of have to rank Cersei and Jaime together because they are twins, and Jaime and Cersei basically look like male and female versions of each other. In the show, Cersei and Jaime don't look anything like each other. They don't look like siblings, let alone twins, right? And I'm going to have to include that into the equation. So I'm going to say, I guess close enough. Close enough. Like, yeah. Close enough. Not quite book Cersei, but close enough. That's just me. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, another super chat. Thank you, Admin Stories, who says, I mean, to be fair, Loras, Robb, and pretty much any other minors were aged up simply to make the show more raunchy. Weird choice when there's already enough raunchiness to go around without it. That's. I don't think that's the only reason. To be fair, I think it's more. So in terms of Rob, yes, aging him up does make the sex scenes, well, able to be filmed and actually shown, right? Compared to, if we got 14-year-old Rob with 16-year-old Jane Westerling, they probably wouldn't have shown that. They probably would have shown the lead up to them sleeping together, not the actual scene. In the show, we get Rob and Talissa, and there's some steamy scenes between them because they're both fully grown adults. But I don't think that's the reason. I don't think it was aged up purely for that. I think just generally the Starks were aged up, right? Like, they wanted Sansa, Arya, Bran to be older because I think it makes more sense for the stuff that for what their characters do. It's also probably just easier in terms of directing them. And it also, yeah, I think it just all the ages up the aging up just works in every way. I think it just works. Yeah, you could make the argument that Loras didn't necessarily need to be aged up, but like, if you're gonna have scenes between Loras and Renly, just make Loras an adult. People don't talk about that enough, by the way. Can I just say, as much as people complain about all the creeps in the Song of Ice and Fire, or all the fact that every single male character seems to be into children and teenagers, which is weird, no one talks about the fact that Renly's lover is Loras, and in the first book, Loras is a 16-year-old. Like, Renly, come on. Renly's like 20 in the first book. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Yeah. So, yeah. Admin stories, I don't think it was purely for the raunchiness, but yeah, that probably played some kind of role. They were like, let's age up a bunch of these characters. Like, especially Daenerys, right? It's like, Daenerys has sex scenes. Let's not make her a 13-year-old. Right, okay. Shall we continue? Gior Mormont. Right, so Gior in the show is a big, burly older man with a beard. Almost perfect. In the show, in the books, yes, he's a big, burly, northern bloke with a big white beard. Difference is, I think he's fully bald. He's described as having an immense bald head. In the show, he's not bald, he's got some hair. Genuinely, that's very similar. Perfect. I've got very, very high standards. Very high standards when it comes to this. He can't be imperfect, but he is very similar. I mean, I remember watching season 1 after I read the books. I remember being actively shocked when Gior came in, and I was like, oh, damn, you really captured him. You got a big, burly, northern older guy. But he's got to be bald to hit that top one. I'm telling you. Okay. Bum. Oh, the sand snakes. Wait, all three? All three sand snakes in one picture? That's not fair. Because they're all different. Okay, well, okay. Let's go through the sand snakes. So, we have the eldest, Obara Sand. In the book, she is a brown-skinned warrior woman. In the show, sorry. And then we have Nymeria. In the show, Nymeria is a brown-skinned warrior woman. And we have Tyene, of course, who switches it up a bit by being a brown-skinned warrior woman. Which is to say, the show Sand Snakes are just Obara copy-pasted, essentially. In the books, the Sand Snakes look very diverse, and not just in terms of their personality and their like skills and attributes and their style of dress, but also physically they look diverse, because the idea is that Oberyn has a whole bunch of baby mamas, right? So, in the books, Obara, yes, she is big, burly, spearwoman, strong jaw. Nymeria is a sort of lithe, beautiful lady, and Tyene is a pretty blonde, blue-eyed daughter of a scepter who herself is she a scepter? Is Tyene a scepter, or is it that she's disguising herself as a scepter to infiltrate King's Landing by the end of Dance with Dragons? Let me double check. Yeah, I think it's a disguise. And of course, she's the mistress of poisons. Okay, let's break this down then. Let's break this down. So, Obara Sand in the show, you could probably say, like, very similar, like very similar actually. Not quite large enough, not quite buff enough, not quite tall enough, but Obara in the show is similar. Nymeria in the show, no. I mean, because we're all, by the way, we're not just doing casting, we're also throwing costumes and wigs and makeup into it as well, because, like, you know, and probably, like, I don't know, I'd say artistic license for Nymeria in the show, and then show Tyene is bruh. Like, not even close. Like, so perfect. Sorry, very similar artistic license and bruh. What's the median of that? Is that close enough or artistic license? I'm gonna do artistic license overall for all three of them. Yeah. That might be controversial. Hey chat. Wow, there's a lot of viewers. Is it because it's a Friday? Is it the time? Is it that I've been a bit absent? Or is it just an exciting live stream idea? It's been a while since I've done a more conceptual live stream like this solo. Usually stuff like this I do with Quinn, but today I was just like, I want to do a solo live stream today. Anyway. Oh, and yes, let me just clarify for people who are here later. We're ranking visually. We're ranking based on looks, comparing the looks to the books. Bars. It's not acting ability. Okay, cool. Next up we have Edmure. Okay, oh boy. So Edmure Tully in the show is a dark-haired dude with a bit of a square jaw. Kind of ordinary looking. Just a guy, really. He's got a bit of a lazy eye that drifts inward. Shout out, lazy eye gang. I've got a bit of a lazy eye too. In the books, Edmure is very different. First off, he's younger. He's younger by probably about 10 years, honestly. And he's got red Tully hair. He has the auburn Tully hair. He has auburn Tully beard, and he's got the deep blue Tully eyes. So not really. Is this bruh? Is this in bruh tier or is this artistic license? Because yeah, I was about to defend it by saying they're both men, but like that's not a that's not a defense for the hey, they're both males. I'm gonna go bruh tier actually. It does not capture Edmure in the slightest. The hair color's wrong, the eye color's wrong, the age is wrong. The lack of facial hair is wrong. I'm going to have to put him in bruh. I do apologise. I just have no choice. What's the chat saying? What's up, chat? Oh, another super chat. Thank you for the super chat from Kelly Johnson, who says, Avenge Mormon in the books. Down 2 mutineers. I assume you meant Mormont and not Mormon. I was so... The first 2 words being Avenge Mormon, I was like, I think you're in the wrong stream, but... I will avenge him. I will avenge him. Screw those mutineers. That's one thing. It's like it I imagine George did have plans for the mutineers who kill Craster and Gior and take Craster's keep as their fort and take the women and the food for themselves, and then just kind of nothing happens to them because there wasn't really like a smooth way to reintegrate them into the story, and then it's just Cold Hands is like, oh yeah, your direwolves have eaten them all. I think, right, in Dance with Dragons, the direwolves just fucking eat them. Bit underwhelming. I remember feeling a bit like, when that happened. Right. Say Renly, I heard you like him young. We gotta expose Renly, bro. Enough of this. Renly would have been a great king. He would have had a harem of underage boys, I'm telling you now. Oh, this live stream's so demonetized. I need to be careful what I say. Mr. Haven, I know a woman that holds your child. What the fuck? I don't. Find out who they are and tell me immediately so I can block them. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so Jojen, blah, there we go. Jojen Reed. Who's hyped for Jojen Reed? So Jojen is a child in the books and in the show. Well, in the show, he's kind of meant to be like a teenager, but the actor is a bit quite a bit older than that, but he looks quite young for his age. Let me just double check. What does Jojen exactly look like? I remember he's got deep green eyes, short and slim. Yeah. I'd say close enough. I don't remember him having particularly striking green eyes, and he's not very short. He's actually kind of tall, the actor. Or at least considering the age he's playing, he's quite tall. And he's a bit too old. So yeah, close enough for Jojen. Mira Reed. Again, Mira Reed did capture the vibe. But visually, let me just double check. I think she's like 14. So again, in the show, a bit too old. Long brown hair knotted behind her head. We don't have that. We have her in the show. Her hair is loose and curly. Green eyes. Small breasts. Thank you, Wiki of Ice and Fire. I needed to know that. I'm going to say close enough as well. Just because it's the age and the hair that brings it down a little bit. Right, so next up we have... Why is Drogon here? Next up we have Drogon, right. So, no, actually the dragons being here is quite important. Because they don't look like the way they're described in the books most of the time. So, Drogon has black and red scales and breathes black flame, right? Again, I want to be specific with this. Does he have red eyes? What are his eyes described as being? Black scales slashed with streaks of vivid scarlet red. Red horns. Yeah. Eyes as red as coals. He's more kind of just grey. In the show, he's not really black. He's more just kind of grey. And there's a very desaturated red undertone. And his eyes aren't red, and his... Wait, is his breath black, or is that just Balerion the Black Dread? Yeah, no, he's going in, I guess he's going in close enough. He's going in close enough. He's just kind of a desaturated, lamer Drogon. Someone in the chat. It's crazy how nearly every female character has her breasts described at least once. And butts are very rarely described. Because I think George is into one more than the other. So he focuses on one more than the other. And, in my opinion, he focuses on the correct asset. Moving on. Barristan Selmy. Oh, don't get me started on Barry. Barry S. Well, to be fair, there are two stages of Barry. There's Barristan, pre-exile, and then there's Arstan Whitebeard, Barristan in exile, in Essos, etc., etc. So Barristan has... In the show, he's a kind of good-looking older man. He's got white hair. He's clean-shaven. He's lithe. In the books, he's kind of... In the show, he's perfect. He looks... in the books, he looks the same. Right? He looks the same. He's got short white hair. I think he's described as having sad eyes. You could say the actor has quite sort of sad... He's got those sad Irish eyes. Clean-shaven. Kind of good-looking. Like, he looks like he was definitely very good-looking when he was younger. Barristan, perfect. However, I don't know if I can put him in perfect here. You know why? Because when he goes into exile, he becomes Arstan Whitebeard. So in the books, he grows a very long white beard, disguising his identity. He does shave it off in A Dance with Dragons. Whereas in the show, he does grow a short white beard. So I can't put him in perfect because he never gets that. He never gets to the super long white beard and he doesn't shave it off afterwards. So I'm going to have to put him in very similar. I know that's absurdly nitpicky, but that's what I'm doing in this stream. I'm being the fuck picky. So, I know, I'm going to make people mad, I know. The Mountain. Okay, well, this is only one Mountain actor, so I'll run through the other two. I can't really put them on screen, but I'll run through them. So the first Mountain actor was... Wait, you know what? How about I'm gonna get up their actual heights. I'm actually gonna get up their very specific heights, right? And then because when it comes to the Mountain, it's basically Do they have the right face? Are they the right age? Do they have the right... the armor's wrong, though. Yeah, we're not really... To be fair, we're not really ranking armor or clothes. Like, the clothes are going to impact it slightly, but it is mostly just a visual thing. So, I in terms of casting, I don't want to focus too much on the armor. So, for example, you know, an actress with dark hair having a red-headed wig for a red-headed character will boost them, but having armor that looks like the book armor won't boost them. That's not really what we're doing here. I'm just looking at the chat for a sec. I've got a few more super chats. I'll go to those in a second. Oh, there's a lot of Renly slander now. I feel like I've made a mistake. I've turned the tide against Renly. Right, okay. Shout out to the plane. Can you hear that, by the way? I always go insane every time the plane goes overhead. And I'm like, sorry for the noise, and no one mentions it at all. What are we doing? The mountain... Oh, yes. Let's check out the mountain actors. So the first one was called Conan Stevens. And can I just say, visually... he looked perfect for the mountain, right? He had this kind of thuggish brute face. He had a short cropped beard. I think the mountain is described as being clean shaven. I think he has like a... his face is clean shaven. It's described as looking like it's carved out of stone. He's just got this like... this square, stony face. How tall is Conan Stevens? Don't give me meters. I'm fucking British. Alright. I'm converting it into feet online because I can't be fucked to work it out. Okay, 6'9". Holy fuck. Okay, 6'9". So Conan Stevens is 6'9". For what it's worth, the mountain in the books is like 8 foot or something. So he's basically 1 foot below what the mountain is. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. In season 2, he's replaced. So I would rank him as very similar. If he were clean shaven, he'd be in perfect. Next up, we have Ian White, who actually goes on to play some White Walkers, I believe. He's very tall, very slim. He also had... so you might not remember this. In Season 2... So, essentially, the first mountain, Conan Stevens, who has one line, he goes, sword! He was hired to be in the Hobbit movies by Peter Jackson, to play an orc. You know, he's a giant burly guy. They're like, let's make him an orc. His body ended up getting replaced with CGI. So I can imagine he's now looking back being like, shit, I should have instead been in Game of Thrones instead of being replaced by CGI in the shitty Hobbit movies. So that kind of sucks. Oh, okay, yeah, hold on. I'm converting stuff to me. I'll say the original for all the wrong people in the chat. So 2.13 meters. 2.13 meters is what the first mountain was. He's in very similar for me. Then he was replaced in Season 2 by Ian White, who does speak. I remember him having kind of a comically deep voice. I didn't really like it. He was like, we will find Beric Dondarrion and the Brotherhood without banners. I remember being like, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. Okay, so Ian White is 2.16 meters. Holy shit. So that means he's 7 foot. So he's fully over 7 foot. He's taller than the first mountain, but while the first mountain was burly, the second mountain very slender. So he's going in close enough. So first mountain is very similar. Second mountain is close enough. But you don't care about all that. You care about the mountain. Hafthor Jonsson. The one and only. The strongest man in the world. He appears in season 4. Right? Yeah. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 8. Oh damn, he's in it quite a lot, isn't he? Mostly as Sir Robert Strong, to be fair. But yes. So yeah, so first off, he has the build. He's huge and he's burly as fuck. He's really buff. Yes, built like the mountain. Is he tall enough to be the mountain though? He's 2.06 meters, which is 6'7". So he's actually the shortest of all the mountains. He's the shortest. He has a beard, and as I've said, the beard's a bit of an issue. He's clean shaven in the books. And he's also... How old is he? How old is he? He's quite young. He's younger than the Hound is in the show, so that was always weird that his older brother looks younger. He's 36 now, which means he was in his 20s when he first appeared in Game of Thrones. So in that case, he's by mountain standards, he's short, he's young. I'm gonna put him in close enough. He's in close enough because we're being strict here. The last mountain has 2 brothers bigger than him, according to someone in the chat. Really? Really? What the hell? Anyway. The mountain in the books was in his early 30s. That's a good point, actually, because isn't the Hound in his early 30s? Or late 20s? Oh, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, he might be closer in age to Book Mountain than the other 2, actually. Yeah, his hairline. His hairline was rough in the show, I'm not going to lie. The hairline's rough. Okay, right. Well, that was a little mountain extravaganza. Let's read out some super chats, shall we? Thank you for the super chat from 6demonbag17, who doesn't actually say anything. Oh, he replied to himself. That was meant to come with a message. Lothar Brune S tier. Shout out to Lothar Brune, the apple eater. Called the apple eater because he kills 3 Fossaways, or he kills 1 and captures a couple during the Battle of the Blackwater. He's one of Littlefinger's agents, and he's currently... Well, I think he's basically Littlefinger's like captain of the guard or like main bodyguard or something. And he's got a crush on Maya Stone in the Vale. Ow! Oh, that was my funny bone. Oh, we're going to power through it. We're going to power through it. Thank you for the super chat from Boombler, who says, since we're on the topic of appearance, contrary to popular belief, Haven is not a cute British twunk, but a big, bald, middle-aged Briton. Bruh tier casting. He's exposed me. If you're a Patreon and you're on my Patreon Discord, I occasionally post pictures of myself. He can confirm it's a lie. All those pictures I've shown in my videos of me getting my book signed by George R.R. Martin, where I look like I might be a short, cute twink. It's all a lie. It's all a ruse. I am in fact a middle-aged balding Brit. I'm Gary down the pub. Come on, England, score some fucking goals. I'm the North FC meme in real life. Let's be honest. All right. What else do we have? Thank you, Boombler, for ruining that. Thank you, Pioneer10, who says, I wish that Brienne was a POV in A Storm of Swords so we could see her and Loras talking in the tower cell. Hashtag avenge the Mormons in the name of Mr. Bean. These super chats are getting more and more delirious. Yes, that is quite interesting. We don't see Brienne in A Storm of Swords. We only see her in a Feast for Crows, her POV at least. And yeah, the meeting between her and Loras post the death of Renly and Loras thinking that she killed Renly. Yeah, that would have been very fascinating. But I think she comes in as a POV in the right book. I think her being introduced POV, Feast for Crows, I think she comes in to the narrative at the right time. Thank you for the super... That was a conciliatory answer. That was like a politician answer. Anyway, thank you for the super chat from Kelly Johnson, who says, Darkstar, the bad boy Chad of Dawn. I wish we had Darkstar in the show. I don't know where you would have put him. They should have just had the weird Myrcella kidnap plot in the show be Ilaria Sand working with Darkstar. Like, fuck it. Why spend money on 3 actresses when you can just get, like... Henry Cavill as Darkstar, just brooding, being edgy, being of the night. Right, okay. Thank you for the super chat from Quicksave, who says, here's a bribe, my lord, for the man who opposed D&D. Thank you very much. Talking about opposing D&D, I was coping when I watched Game of Thrones. I was coping. I watched the first 4 seasons. I really liked them. This was after I read the books, by the way. And then I watched season 5 and I saw the fans didn't like it. And I was like, oh, fucking the hardcore Puritan fans are so annoying. And so I started watching season 5, and it was very disappointing, but I remember just kind of fully coping and being like, nah, it's fine. No, they had to change that, and they're pushing storylines to season 6. It's fine. And then I watched season 6, and it was not great, but I was like, oh no, it's fine. It's you know, they're pushing things back, and they had to make compromises, and you know, wait to the finale. I think it was season 7 when the veil was lifted. the wool was torn from mine eyes, and I was like, okay, no, yeah, it's been going downhill since season 5, and I've kind of been making excuses for it, and I'm just like, no. I think it was the Beyond the Wall episode where I just kind of gave up and went, okay, sure, now the show's the fuck this. So I wasn't mad at season 8, because I went into season 8 being like, me and my hardcore Song of Ice and Fire friends being like, this is gonna suck, let's just go into it knowing it will suck, eat popcorn, have fun. And when it did suck, we were like just laughing, cheering, having fun with it like it's a Marvel film, and everyone being mad, and I was like, why are you mad? Did you not realise what we were gonna get? Just double checking. Yeah, no, that's all good. Yeah, I know in the chat people are like, you only realise season 7 jerked me. Why did I say that? Season 7 shocked me into being like, retrospectively being like, yes, I was making excuses for the previous 2 seasons because I wanted them to be good. I wasn't being objective. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Next up, we have Daenerys. So, in the show, Daenerys is a beautiful young woman with platinum blonde hair, arguably white hair, dark eyebrows, blue eyes, very short, very stylish. And I think in season 1, I think she's actually meant to be 16 in season 1, canonically. And so throughout the show, it's her late teens. In the book, Daenerys is a lot younger. Daenerys is 13 in the first book. She's described as being pretty, but it's that kind of Targaryen looks where it's meant to be more kind of otherworldly, more kind of ethereal, elf-like. Whereas I always thought Emilia Clarke as Daenerys was a lot more kind of conventionally attractive, like a model. She looks like a model. And her hair in the show is... The traditional Targaryen hair is like silvery blonde, and sometimes a Targaryen will lean more blonde, sometimes they'll lean more silvery. The only full-on like white, like platinum blonde and white-haired Targaryens that we know of, essentially Aegon III and Brynden Rivers, who was a full-on albino. So the hair's not right, the looks aren't right, the age isn't right, the dark eyebrows aren't right, the eyes aren't right, because in the book they're purple, in the show they didn't do the colour correcting, even though, because it would be too expensive or something, they said, oh, you can't have eye contacts because it's uncomfortable for the actor, for the actress. And it's like, well, that's a fair point. We don't want to make the actors uncomfortable. But then, can you do it digitally? No, it takes too much time and too much effort and it's too expensive. Meanwhile, Glidus does it for free in his GOT review, where he like does the Daenerys one, and he just gives Daenerys and Viserys purple eyes in every shot for free by himself. It's like, and it looks really good, by the way. It looks really good. We need a purple eye cut of Game of Thrones. We need a purple eye cut. Anyway. So yeah, someone in the chat just saying fat butt. Nice contribution. Thank you for your analysis of Emilia Clarke as Daenerys. Oh, I don't want to put bruh. I'm going to say artistic license. Yeah, I'm not going to go, it's not like, there's enough of an essence. It's not like Edmure Tully just being a dark-haired dude and not even having the right cut. Like, at least Daenerys has, like, you know, she's an attractive woman with the right kind of hair-ish, not quite the right... There we go. I'm putting her in artistic license. Some people are saying close enough. I don't think it's close enough. I think there's too many differences. Unpopular opinion, but I don't think Glidus's purple eyes look great. I mean, I think they look great considering it was one man doing it for free in his spare time, probably quite quickly. Like, I think it looks good despite all that. Imagine you had a team of professionals doing it. There's no excuse for the purple eyes, I think. I genuinely think that. Okay, next up, what should we do? Oh, yeah, sorry. There's another thing I completely missed out, that she's not bald. After she burns in the fire. Where she burns in the fire twice in the show. Both times she's not bald, and yeah. I'm still not going to put her in bruh. Oh, excuse me. I need some water. I've got some lemon water with me right now. I'm really Stannis maxing. I've got a big, thick chunk of lemon. Yes, someone in the chat is mentioning the other actress. For the Game of Thrones pilot, which I hope will be released one day, for the Game of Thrones pilot, I think, what was her name? Tamsin... What was her name? Was it Tamsin Merchant? Was hired to play Daenerys. She ended up quitting. By all accounts, it sounded like basically she wasn't happy with the kind of scenes she had to film, and she didn't like the producers and how they were treating her, which is kind of sus. I assume she was probably referring to sex scenes. But she played Catherine Howard in The Tudors TV show, and she was Daenerys in the pilot episode, and she definitely looks more Daenerys-y. She's got more of the kind of elf-like ethereal beauty compared to Emilia Clarke's sort of magazine supermodel beauty. And yeah, just she's got a very mysterious look to her. I think she would have been a great Daenerys visually. Right, so next up we have Tyrion Lannister. Oh boy. So, in the books... Oh wait, no, let's start with the show. In the show, Tyrion is a good-looking dwarf. He's a good-looking dwarf. He's got kind of... Well, in the pilot, he's got, like, blonde hair, like yellow blonde hair, and then his wig is changed out to a more browny blonde, and then over the course of the season his hair gets increasingly more brunette, and he grows a short little neat beard season 5 onwards. Let me check his height as well, actually. This whole stream is me just clacking away my keyboard, measuring heights. There we go. So, 1.35 meters. I don't know what that means. So he's 4'4". Okay. So Peter Dinklage is 4'4". Tyrion, I think, does have an official height. Wait, does he? Did George R. R. Martin ever say... George R. R. Martin said that Tyrion is at least a foot shorter than Peter Dinklage. So, he's about 3 feet tall in the books. So, in the books, he's very small and stunted. He's described as having an ugly, squashed face and a large, bulbous forehead. He has a beetled brow, and underneath he's got one black eye and one green eye, one Lannister green eye. He has pale hair that's so blonde it's so pale it's almost white, and when he grows his beard out, it's coarse and wiry. It's blonde hair mixed with some, what was it? I think it's kind of blonde, white, and black hairs. And of course, when his face is slashed, his nose is cut off, which increases his ugliness. So basically, he's a very ugly guy in the books. In the show, Peter Dinklage is good looking for a dude with dwarfism. He doesn't have heterochromia. He keeps his nose. His hair is not platinum blonde. He's a foot taller. He doesn't quite match the weird, sort of ugly patchwork nature of book Tyrion. What was it from the Mercy Sample chapter? The molded by clay into this rude shape you see before you. But, you know, he has dwarfism. They attempted to make him kind of blondish. I'm going to go close enough. Ooh, no. Is this artistic license? Well, it's basically just, we hired someone with dwarfism. Maybe that's not even enough, because Tyrion is very specifically described, and in the show he doesn't quite... I think it's artistic license, actually. Yeah. Oh, Quinn the Gem's in the chat. Hi, Quinn. Why is Yara close enough? She wasn't in the books. Listen. Yara/Asher, same character. Oh, and hi, Channel of Ice and Fire. That's my apprentice. My American twin, who's also making a Song of Ice and Fire animated videos. check out his channel. Check him out. I meant to record 2 lines of audio for you, and I keep forgetting because of my fucking ADHD. So I do apologize. I'll do it after this live stream. Right. Ability over appearance. I'm sorry, man. You're in the wrong live stream. This live stream is specifically appearance. That's what this entire live stream is. Right. Next up, we have the one, the only, Maud. I love Maud, man. So, wait, how does he... Hold on, I can't remember how he's specifically described in the show. In the show, he's a kind of a fat, burly, bald, thuggish-looking man who hits Tyrion with a baton and goes, "No gold! No gold, bad dwarf man." I suspect he's probably looks quite similar. Let's see. Maud is a large man who weighs 20 stone. Ooh, he has rotting brown teeth and small dark eyes. The left side of his face is scarred and lopsided from an axe which cut off an ear and part of his cheek. Okay, honestly, yeah, is beans. Is beans in the chat, everyone. He can't be perfect because he wasn't missing an ear, but I think they kind of... I think it's very similar. I think it's very good. Very good casting. Burly fat guy. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's in very similar. I do wish we'd seen him again. Because we do see him again in A Feast for Crows. And he has a mouthful of gold teeth. Because obviously he gets bribed by Tyrion in the first book. And apparently the character spends it on gold teeth. It would have been fun to see him again. And have him flash a dazzling smile to Sansa, who's like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, he's in very, very similar. Someone said Maud is the first person to invent grills. What an absolute Chad. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Why are so many people watching this stream specifically? I'm not complaining. I like it. There's a whole bunch of people. We got Channel of Ice and Fire, we got Quinn the GM, we got some of my patrons, we got some of our old school viewers. I'm seeing some new names in the chat. I'm sure I saw an ASM artist early on in the stream. I don't know what's going on. But hey, welcome, welcome. Okay, next up, Sansa. Let's do Sansa. People in the comments were mad. When my ex passed on Sansa in the Smash or Pass video, which I'm keeping up, by the way, it's too funny not to keep up. The comments were mad. They were not happy with that. They were like, "How dare you?" Anyway, Sansa. So, Sansa in the show, I think... How old is she meant to be in season 1? How old is she meant to be in season 1? In the books, she starts off as an 11-year-old, I believe. She's 13. She's 13 in the show. Wait. And she's 11 in the books. Okay, so she's only a couple years older because they aged up all the characters by a couple years. She's a pretty girl. She has red hair. She has blue eyes, so she has the Tully looks. And as the seasons go on, she grows into her looks. And in the books, she's very much described as growing into her looks. And I guess, honestly... The casting's almost like... It almost goes like... It's like, she looks like how you imagine she would have looked after the 5-year time skip. That didn't happen. In terms of... She kind of grows up to look like what you imagine a young Catelyn would look like. Right? Like by season 8, Sansa's like very tall and willowy and beautiful. And that's basically how you imagine book Sansa will grow up to be based on her mum. So, yeah, are there any, beyond the age, are there any really stark differences, pun intended, between show Sansa and book Sansa? They're redheads, they have blue eyes. Yeah, I'm not going to go perfect because of the age, and like I said, the perfect is really like, I'm really going hardcore with perfect. I'm going to go very similar. I can't think of any issues there. She's not exactly how I personally pictured Sansa in my head, but she ticks all the boxes anyway. Anyway, what else? Oh, Cole Tanner. Wait, hold on a sec. Cole Tanner. Oh yes, and someone's pointing out she's tall for her age, for being a woman, and likewise in the books, Sansa is described as being a tall girl, so the height is there as well. Yes. Cole Tanner. So Cole Tanner isn't in the books. It's a very long neck, someone says in the chat. Isn't that from Tyrion when he's drunk? He's like, very long neck. Anyway, Caraxes moment. Cole Tanner is not in the books. There is a Night's Watch mutineer called Clubfoot Carl, who I think Cole Tanner is inspired by. Carl Tanner stabs Craster in the throat in season 3. Who stabs Craster? I think it's Dirk. I think Craster's throat is cut open by someone called Dirk in the books, and then Mormont is stabbed by Ollo Lophand. But Clubfoot Carl is a Clubfoot Carl is a character who exists. Is he one of the mutineers? Yes, he is. He's one of the mutineers. Yeah, and the character in the show is a combination of Clubfoot Carl and Dirk. Yeah, so he's described as a large man with a clubfoot, and Dirk isn't described visually. So there's not much to go on here. He doesn't have a clubfoot. The casting is great. He looks perfect for the role, but he's going to go in bruh, because all we know about Clubfoot Carl is he has a clubfoot, and this guy doesn't have a clubfoot. So what can I do? What do you expect me to do? Great casting, don't get me wrong. Okay. Bum. Who's next? Oh, let's do some super chats. Thank you for the super chat from Kelly Johnson, who said, you got the post-breakup fire in you, Fantasy Haven. I'm working on 3 videos at once. Genuinely. I'm working on a video about Arya's prayer list, right? Dunson, Polliver, Raff the Sweetling, The Mountain and the Hound. I'm breaking that down in animated format. I'm working on a Game of Thrones accents video where I basically go through every single speaking character in the show and tell you what kind of British accent they have specifically. That'll be fun. And I'm also editing down an old Frey live stream to post in the next couple of days, just so that you guys have content, right? I had a little post-breakup break, and now I'm back, so you guys deserve more content. And I'm talking to an editor, which means frequency. Fun stuff. Thank you for the super chat from James Ryan, who says, the actor playing Ryan Condor is really annoying. Don't do my boy Ryan Condor like that. He's not that bad. He's fine. He's chill. He comes across as very likeable and down to earth, if I'm being honest. Thank you for the super chat from Obing Elias, who says, fun fact, Emilia Clarke originally tried to wear purple contact lenses on set. Yes, I think... Did she have an allergic reaction to them, or did she just have, like... Was she just like, these hurt, I can't act in these? I'm not sure. Because in the Witcher TV show, Yennefer's actress manages to pull off the purple eye look, so it's always strange that the show just abandoned that. And finally, thanks for the super chat from Kelly Johnson, who says, stark differences, good pun there, Fancy Haven. Thank you very much. And let me just double check, do we have any donations? If feel free to super chat, people. If you want to send something in, and if you want to send in a donation where YouTube doesn't steal a cheeky little cut of it, you can send in a donation with the link in the description. Shall we continue? I'm rambling. Let's continue. Beric Dondarrion. So Beric Dondarrion in the show is a sort of good-looking guy in his 40s. He's got a little beard. He's got an eye patch. And an awesome voice. In the, what's it called? In the books, I forgot the word book apparently. In the books, he's quite young. I think he's early 20s actually. I think Beric Dondarrion is in his early 20s. And he has, I think he's blonde. Let me double check. This is what happens when I don't prepare by just double checking what the characters look like in the book. He's handsome with red gold hair. Ooh, cheeky. Yes. So he's handsome young man with red gold hair. And of course, he has, you know, the scar on his neck from the hanging and the eye patch and everything. In the show, he's a good-looking guy. He hasn't got red gold hair. He's not young. He's got a beard. I think he's clean. Is he clean shaven in the books? I shouldn't have closed that tab. Let me double check. Oh, I think no. Usually the books will specify when someone has a beard as opposed to specifying when they're clean shaven. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in. The age is a big thing. Yeah, no, yeah. People pointing out he's like 22. Hair color's different. Age is different. I'm gonna put him in artistic license. Actually, I'm gonna bump him down to artistic license. Like, yeah. Fair enough. I'm not gonna. Is he bruh? I don't know if he's bruh. Bruh would have to be. There's literally no similarity. I would say this is like, this is a good looking man. I'll put artistic license. Maybe I can be convinced. All right. Focus. Next up, wolf. There's a wolf. Which fucking wolf is that? How am I supposed to... Oh my god. Which wolf is that? Who is that? Wait, hold on. Let me check the other direwolves. We have Lady there. Rest in peace to a real one. We have Grey Wind there. We have Nymeria there. And then there's... Which one's Summer? Which one's Shaggy Dog? That one's Shaggy Dog, is it? Yes, because it's quite... Yeah. Okay. Well, let's double check what Shaggy Dog... No, I typed in Shaggy Dog. I meant I typed in Saggy Dog. The images were not nice. Shaggy Dog is almost fine. Keyboard ASMR, what can I tell you? Shaggy Dog's fur is all black and his eyes are bright green. So yeah, we basically have dark black fur. Are the eyes green? They are kind of greenish. Ooh, I'm putting that in perfect. My beautiful little wolf. There we go. Shaggy. I know that's kind of more dark brown than black, but there are bits of black. It is Scooby-Doo. I can't believe that people are like, actually, Rickon's story is going to end in an anticlimax because his dog is called Shaggy Dog, and there's a literary device known as a Shaggy Dog story, and therefore it would be genius if George R. R. Martin wasted our time. Yeah, brilliant, nice analysis. Anyway, Randall Tarly. In the show, he is a gruff middle-aged man. He's bald. He's got a very close-cropped grey stubble over his face, and he's got quite a harsh look to him. I think that's actually very, very similar to the book Randall Tarly. Book Randall Tarly is, yes, he's also bald. He's also lean, and he has a short, gristly grey beard. And he's the right age. Whoa, hold on a sec. I think this might be perfect. I think Randall Tarly might be perfect. I think this is going in perfect here. Yeah, Randall's in perfect. That is great casting. It's a shame he barely did anything in the... Can you imagine that actor as Randall, but in like a faithful adaptation where he's on the small council and he's arguing with people for the Kevin epilogue? Oh, that would have been so cool. Or him interacting with Brienne in Maidenpool. Oh, yes. Anyway. Next up. I don't know why I didn't do my Smash and Pass video like this. Why did I do like a massive Canva slideshow PowerPoint? God damn it. Anyway, Dolorous Ed. So in the show, we have Dolorous Ed. He's a lad in his 30s. He's got stubble. He's got pretty tragic hairline, I won't lie. Bit of a forehead on him, bit of a 5 head. He's definitely got that kind of weary, depressed look down. And he's a short lad. How does Dolorous Ed look in the books? I don't think he's described in much detail. I think he's got grey hair. He's described as thin, dour and grey hair with a long face like a mule's. So, yeah, he has a bit of a long, dour face in the show. But he doesn't have grey hair. I think he's too young. He's too young to be show Ed, book Ed. Yeah, I did remember that Bookhead has grey hair, but that's weird to me because I never read Dolorous Ed as being an old man. I kind of read him as being kind of the same age as the show guy. Okay, so I'm gonna say a kind of long depressed face, close enough. I'd say close enough. Yeah, the visual casting does capture the essence, even if he doesn't have grey hair and isn't old. I feel like I'm being more generous with my boy Ed. I'm not sure why. Why did Missandei get bruh ranking? Because they changed her from child to adult? Yes, basically because she's an adult and doesn't have golden eyes. So I was like, okay, there's not much I can do there. Oh yes, so Boom was mentioning the actor for Randall Tarley, James Faulkner, his voice. His voice is incredible. You know when like Sam like goes to get an extra piece of bread and he's like, not fat enough already? I was like, oh, it's gonna go down. Crazy voice. Alright, next up we have Davos Seaworth. Davos Seaworth, middle-aged dude, salt and pepper beard, very kind of salt of the earth looks, receding hairline, average looking dude, average looking build, average height. Kind of pretty good for Davos. Pretty good for Davos. So in the books, Davos is a slight man with brown eyes and an ordinary face weathered by the elements. His beard and thinning brown hair are peppered with grey. That's kind of... I think that might be perfect. I think that might be another perfect visual casting there. Yeah, Liam Cunningham. The thing is, I actually read... My image of Davos was always different in my head when I read the books. I actually pictured him being a bit younger. I may have missed out the whole, like, thinning hair and salt and pepper beard, because in my head I always read Davos as, like, being in his 30s, like, looking a lot younger. And then when I saw fan art and stuff, I was like, what the fuck? And then I checked it and I was like, oh yeah, no, he's way older than I realised. I think Liam Cunningham as Davos is perfect casting visually. Let's go. Let's go. That's what it's about. Right. Who's next? Mero. That's Mero, the Titan's bastard. How did he get his way onto this list? So Mero is the... Oh, wait a second. He's the leader of the Stormcrows in the books, whereas in the show, he's the leader of the Second Sons. I don't know if it's because they thought that Stormcrow was a bit of a lame name, or whether it's because they wanted to make the title of the episode Second Sons, and they were like, hey, let's play into it. We got Tyrion, he's a Second Son. We got the Second Son Sellsword Company. We've got other Second Son characters, and, you know, more thematic. Anyway, Mero the Titan's bastard. How was he described as looking? In the show, he's basically a big, burly, square-jawed rugby player of a man with a scar down his face. Oh yes, I've drawn him. I should know what he looks like. Yes, so he's in the books. He's got a massive beard. He's got a giant red gold beard and pale green eyes. So he's got the kind of tall and burly vibe down, but instead of giving him a giant red beard, he's got a bit of stubble. Although Mero does go on to shave his beard later on, to be fair. But another thing is, and I'll talk about this in my Accents of Thrones video, there are two Braavosi accents in the show. One is Syrio Forel. One is Syrio Forel, who's like... talks with a sort of Mediterranean accent, right? The actor said he was influenced by his father's Greek accent, and he sort of threw in a bit of Spanish and Italian and just generally went for a kind of... I am Syrio Forel. A girl will do better tomorrow, right? You know, but he's the only Braavosi character who speaks in that fashion. All the others in the show basically just have like an English accent, like a Cockney accent. They're all like, "You're right, what you doing in Bravos?" It's like, oh, okay, I guess we're not going to be interesting then. Anyway, Mero, he's not Bert here. He's not Bert here. He is a big thuggish guy like Mero. He just is missing the beard. I'm going to go artistic license. He's not. I think we're going too far with Brr. Brr is like fully, this is just a different character almost, looks-wise. Next up, we have Lady. Rest in peace. F's in the chat for Lady. What does Lady look like then? So in the show, that looks like a kind of a white and grey direwolf. Well, it's a dog, but it's meant to be like a direwolf puppy. In the books, Lady has grey fur and golden eyes. Yeah, grey and white. Going in perfect here. They didn't give a shit about the dragon colours, but they did give a shit about the direwolf colours, apparently. Rest in peace, Lady. People have speculated that because the original manuscript for the Game of Thrones, well, what was going to be a trilogy, Game of Thrones, Dance with Dragons, Winds of Winter, that Sansa's original role was going to be basically Joffrey's wife, the mother of Joffrey's children, betraying her own family and basically supporting the Lannister Baratheons. But then that story changed over time, right? But a sign of this, the symbolism of this was sort of Lady's death was kind of Lady's death, and then, well, Sansa not dobbing in Joffrey and then Lady dying as a result was kind of meant to represent her killing the Stark side of herself and her sort of embracing her new role as Joffrey's wife. And, you know, that's kind of why the death happens. With that being changed, her not having Lady is a bit unfortunate. It would be nice to see what Lady could have done in the story, but there we go. Yeah, it's very symbolic. That's a simpler way of boiling down whatever bullshit I just said. Okay, anyway, next up, Miranda. Miranda's not in A Song of Ice and Fire. There is no... Ramsay does not have a sadistic, sociopathic girlfriend who tortures women with him. So she's going to go down here because there is no Miranda. Next up, we have Balon Greyjoy. So in the show, Balon, he's an older man. He's kind of balding on top, but he's got this long, stringy hair. Bit of a dour face, blue eyes. Let's double check Balon in the books. I think... So Balon in the books, he's thin, like the actor in the show. He's got a gaunt, hard face. I'd say the show actor is more jowly than thin and gaunt. It says he has hard black eyes and long grey hair flecked with white that hangs down quite low. In the show, yes, he does have long hair. There is grey in it. It doesn't quite reach the small of his back, but the vibe is there. He also, in the books, he has a stoop in his shoulder. Balon doesn't have a stoop in the books. I'm gonna say like close enough for show Balon. Close enough. So next up we have Bronze Yon. Oh, I genuinely need the toilet. This is such... Usually I don't need the toilet during live streams. Like I've planned this out badly. Oh, there's so many characters. I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna... I'll be back. I'll be back very shortly. We have 400 viewers. This is one of my most successful live streams, and I'm about to have a piss. Okay, how do I keep people staying? In the chat, have fun. You know what? Let's do a poll. Before I leave, let's have a poll. What should the poll be? Just so that you people can have some fun. What should the poll be? Oh, okay, so the next character is Bronze Yon. So you have to tell me how visually accurate Bronze Yon is. Is he... So you do this one for me, everyone. We got perfect, very similar, close enough, and the bruh, because we can't do 5 options. Oh wait, sorry, artistic license, not bruh, because I don't think he's quite bruh. Artistic license. So look up his description online, and I will check the poll once I have returned from evacuating my bladder. I'll be back soon. I have returned. Hello, hello. How's the poll looking? We have 81 votes. Looks like Close Enough is winning with 45%. Good stuff. How is he described? So, what are people saying in the chat? He's meant to be the size of the Hound and built like a tank. Okay. And of course, yes, he does have the bronze armor. Yeah, he's the actor's like, how tall's the actor in the show? He's kind of normal height, right? He's like normal height, burly. He definitely has Bronzeon vibes. Doesn't have the bronze runic armor. He's not huge. He's not like a giant like the Hound. He's not built like a tank. He's the right sort of age, and he does have the grey hair. He doesn't. He's clean shaven. I'm pretty sure he has a beard in the books, or at least the fan art always portrays him with a beard. Oh, a beard is not mentioned, to be fair. His hands are mentioned. Large, gnarled hands. Okay. Bushy eyebrows. Okay, I'd say Close Enough. I'm putting Bronzeon in Close Enough, which is what the poll said. So, right. How are we looking? How are we looking? Oh, we lost a. Oh, come on. We lost like 40 viewers just because I had a piss? Come on. YouTube's a tough game, guys. Okay, let's continue. Next up, we have Brienne of Tarth. Okay. So in the show... Oh, we're going to have to get the height out again. I really need... Does anyone want to be my helpful little chat monkey and like find this stuff for me? Could someone look up how tall Gwendolyn Christie is and how tall Brienne in the books is, and then translate that in? Give me both... give me meters and feet, please. I'll see if anyone actually... There's going to be at least one simp in the chat who does that for me. Love ya. Okay, so... In the show, Brienne, very tall. She has pale blonde hair. She's got blue eyes. It's quite stern looking. And she's not built in like an Amazonian way or a burly way, but she's built in a way where like... She pulls off being able to wear armor and wield weapons quite authentically. So people in the chat are saying, so Gwendolyn Christie is 6'3". Okay. Which is 1.91 meters, everyone. So she's 6'3". How tall is Brienne meant to be? How tall is Brienne? I'm just going to do this myself. I don't want to... Why am I making the people wait? Okay. Brienne height in the books. Oh, she's been described as roughly the same height as Robert. Holy shit. Robert's meant to be like 6'5", isn't he? Okay, well, so 6'3", 6'5", that's actually very, very close. So height-wise, pretty close. Build-wise, very close. Brienne is described as being blonde, blue-eyed in the books. In the show, she's blonde and blue-eyed. In terms of being like, we need a tall, blonde, blue-eyed actress to play Brienne, that's very specific. The fact they found someone who fit that perfectly is insane. Now, she's not. I'm not putting her in perfect here for two reasons. One, in the book, she's described as being quite noticeably ugly. She's got a bit of a broad nose, sort of thick, bruised lips, crooked teeth, I think, or yellow teeth or something. And she's also got like a big smattering of freckles, I think. Whereas in Gwendolyn Christie doesn't have the freckles. Her nose is normal. Her mouth is normal. She's normal looking. She's not ugly. And another thing is that in the books, that despite her homely appearance, she does have quite striking, large, beautiful blue eyes. Now, Gwendolyn Christie has nice blue eyes, but they're not large like, you know, Disney princess eyes that they're described as big in the books. But so she's not perfect, but she's gonna have. Oh yeah, crooked nose. That's it. Not a squash nose, a crooked nose. I think it's from being broken when she was younger. I'm gonna have to go with very similar, actually. Like, that's very impressive that they found someone 6'3", blonde, blue eyes. Not perfect, but like. Oh, am I being too generous? Because show Brienne isn't ugly, and like in the books she's ugly and very... Oh, also, age. The age is off. I didn't think about that. The age is off. She's in her what? How old is she in the show? She's in her early 30s, I guess. And then in the book, she's like 19. She's a teenager in the books, which is insane. The age does change it. Maybe it's close enough. Ooh, but that feels harsh considering how bad the casting could have been, considering how specific the casting is. Yes, in the words of Meryn Trant, too old. I'm going to put her in close enough just because of age, and she's not young enough, she's not ugly enough, but everything else is fine, close enough. Okay. Wait, no, you're going after Bronze Young. And yes, in the show, she does not end up having her cheek torn off. Cool, next up we have Ned Stark. So, Sean Bean is a perfect Ned Stark in about 10 years. He's too old. He's about a decade older than Ned Stark. He is of average height and build, which is what Book Ned is like. He's kind of a normal looking guy, like Book Ned. He has brown hair, like Book Ned. He has blue, kind of grey blue eyes, like Book Ned. More blue than grey in the show. He's got the close cropped beard, like Book Ned. Almost perfect. He's too old, but I think that has to be very similar. I think Show Ned is very, very similar, but just the age is wrong. You don't understand how Tyrion is artistic license. Because he's... Bruh would be like if they cast someone who wasn't a dwarf to play Tyrion. Like, Bruh would be like if Cole Tanazak to play Tyrion was just like, what are we doing here? You know, there needs... Artistic licenses, there has to be an element. There has to be some kind of element that makes them recognizably that character. So Daenerys' hair is what... Ramsay's eyes... Yeah. Yeah, Sean being 10 years younger is perfect casting. Right. How's the views doing? I can't believe we genuinely lost 40 viewers because I went to the toilet for like a minute. That's insane. All right. Now we're climbing back up. Okay, what's next? He's handsome. The character's meant to be ugly. Yes, that's why he's under artistic light. That's why he's in the second lowest one. He's in the second lowest one. That's why, because he's not ugly. Okay, next up we have... Okay, so Brother Ray isn't in the books, but he's clearly meant to be a take on Septon Meribald, so I'm gonna treat them as the same character. In the books, Brother Ray, he's Ian McShane. He's got a dark hair, dark beard, peppered with all kind of grey. He's an older man, good looking, very much a silver fox, very short. Always looks like he's wearing eyeliner. Maybe he stole some from Euron. What does Septon Meribald look like? Septon Meribald is 6 feet tall, walks with a slight hunch, large leathery hands and weathered feet. His face is lined and windburned with thick grey hair. So, height-wise, no, he's very small in the show. He does have thick hair, but it's more black than grey. His face is lined and windburnt. I'm gonna say close enough. That feels like the ultimate close enough character. Yeah, Westeros Subway Surfers. Yeah, I gotta keep the young viewers. Okay, next up, Maester Luwin. So in the books, in the show, Maester Luwin, he's an older man. He's mostly bald. He's got some hair around the back, some grey hair around the back. Very lined, weathered face. Very kind of serious look. Quite regal features, honestly. Dark eyebrows. And he's a pretty regular guy. How does Luwin... I think Luwin... Let's double check. So yes, Luwin's a small grey man with grey eyes and thinning hair, wearing grey wool. Yeah, he's kind of the ultimate. He is like the genesis of maesters, not the genesis. He's like the foundation of maesters. All maesters are built off of him. Book Luwin has a pointy beard. Are you sure about that? I'm not seeing that anywhere. Could someone double check that? I don't remember him being described with a pointy beard. But yes, Maester Luwin, small grey man. Yeah, in the show he's I don't know, call him a grey man. Like, he wears grey robes and he has grey hair, but his face isn't grey, which is to say he doesn't have a kind of bland, sort of like, you know, pasty academic face. He's actually quite a strong regal face, and his hair's not really thinning as much as it is missing. So I'm not going to put him in perfect, but I think I will put him in very similar. He's going in very similar for me. Next up we have Trystane Martell. So Trystane Martell is, in the show, he's a very good looking young man. Curly black hair, he's got that tan Dornish skin, he's got dark eyes, very charming man. Fun fact, he's Florence Pugh's brother. The actor is Florence Pugh's brother, also known as Florence. I was shook when I found out. I was like, what the hell? In the books, he's a kid, he's a child, right? Isn't Trystane's a child in the books? He's like 10 years old. Let me double check. He has olive skin, straight black hair. So I guess, and he's a child. In the show, olive skin, yeah, kind of a pale, not quite olive, but certainly tan. Black hair, yes, though it's curly. Too old. Probably artistic license. He's not going in bruh. He's going to go in artistic license. The funny thing is, every time I see bruh in the chat, I can't tell if that's people telling me to put a character in that category, or whether they're just like reacting negatively to something I've just said. Right. Right, who's next? Next up we have Jory Cassell. Look at this man. Look at this loyal northerner. I have a suspicion he's not described. He has a wry smile. He doesn't really smile in the show, does he? He's just kind of dour. Sansa thinks that the guardsman Alan is less handsome than Jory. So Jory's probably not very handsome, at least by Sansa's standards. So he's just, I mean, show Jory. He's kind of good looking in that picture, but he's kind of, from what I remember, ordinary. Brown hair. I don't know. He's not described. All we know is Sansa finds him handsome, and he has a wry smile. There's not really much to go on, to be honest. I guess close enough, because it's in the middle, and like, I don't know, it's not too deep. Let me answer some super chats now. Next, then we're going to move on to Oral. Right, thank you for the super chat from Robbie Beckmeyer, who says, who would you cast as Sandok the Shadow, who famously held the drawbridge to Maegor's Holdfast alone? Are you the guy who keeps telling me to animate the Siege of Maegor's Holdfast? Who would I cast as Sandok the Shadow? So Sandok the Shadow is a large man. He's very large, very burly. He's got like jet black skin. He's got a mask, wields a curved Valyrian steel scimitar. I think I would cast an actor who's already in Game of Thrones. I'm just looking up his name because I don't remember. That's him. He's in Game of Thrones. So in Game of Thrones season 5, there's a character who he doesn't do much, but he's acted very well. He's a pirate who captures Tyrion and then sells him to the slavers. He's in a whole bunch of stuff. He's Killer Croc in the shitty Suicide Squad movie. What's his name? His name is, oh boy. All right, I'll try not to butcher this. His name is Adewale Akinoya Agbaje. That's his name. So I think Adewale would make a very cool Sandok the Shadow. Although, to be fair, is it worth casting a good actor as Sandok the Shadow if he would just be wearing a mask the whole time? It might be better to just cast like a stuntman, like a sword fighter. They don't need to act if they're wearing a mask, to be fair. Anyway, thank you for the super chat from Berserker, who says, Ed Screen Dario S tier, Michael Husman Dario F tier. It is known. Accept this bribe and make it official. Unfortunately, I think we only have one Dario in this on this website, but when I get to him, I will rank both actors. Neither of them are S tier. Can I just say, in no universe can you call them S tier when neither of them have blue hair and golden moustache? Come on. What kind of standards do we have? How are our standards slipping when we're accepting a Dario without blue hair and golden moustache and a bright yellow doublet covered in daffodils? Oh my god, Dario's so fucking annoying. Sorry, both Dario's annoying. How much did you send me? That's I don't know what currency that is. Check. Ah, cool. We got people all over the place. I love it. And oh, we've got another milk super chat from Ulrich Trance. Thank you very much for the super chat. So end our foes for Gallows Grey. The only trance stan you will find in the entire world. Yeah, Hot D had perfect Dario and it wasn't Dario. Yes. Hot D, when Tyrion Lannister visits Tyrosh. Is it Tyrosh? In the background there's a pirate with like long blue hair, and it does look good, like it doesn't look goofy on screen. It's like, damn, we were robbed. Anyway, next up we have Oral, who's the wildling who walks into an eagle that tears out Jon Snow's eyes. He has a bigger role in the books, in the show. He's kind of a foil for Jon Snow. In the books, he's a skin changer. He's not physically described at all, so I'm not sure what I can do with this. He's not physically described. So, can I even include him? What do I say to that? There's no physical description of Oral in the books. Do I rate him on like how he looks as a wildling? No, I'm just gonna not rank him. I think if he's not described in the books, I can't rank him based on accuracy. Okay, next up, Arya Stark. So, in the show, Arya Stark is older than Book Arya. Couple years older. I think she's like 11 in season 1. She's short. She's skinny. She got a round face. She's got dark hair. She does definitely have a Stark look in terms of the show Starks, but she doesn't really have the book Stark look. Now, in the book, she's a short, skinny girl, so that adds up. She has dark brown hair, the Stark look, that's perfect. Blue eyes, yes. However, she's called Arya Horseface. She has a long face, and the implication is that she will grow up to kind of, because they say she kind of looks like Lyanna, and by the time of Dance with Dragons, characters are actively mentioning she's pretty, even though she's always been bullied by Sansa and Jane Paul for being ugly. And the idea is, you imagine she'll grow into her looks and she's going to have like a beautiful long face like Lyanna Stark, but while she's a kid it looks more awkward and she's got like a horse face. Arya doesn't have a horse face in the show. She has a more kind of round face, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's either... is it close enough or very similar? I think we should go into very similar. Very similar. But not quite there. A little bit too old, face a bit too round. Next up we have Marjorie Tyrell, played by Natalie Dormer, who is of course my future ex-wife. Marjorie Tyrell, very different book and show visually, again, and it's down to age. So in the show, she's in her, I mean, the vibe is kind of 20s, but honestly, she could be in her 30s, just very good looking. But I think she's in her 20s. She's very beautiful in a very distinct way. She's lithe. She has lovely chestnut brown hair and some pretty great fashion, especially in season 3, and especially not in season 2, where she's dressed as a giant burrito. In the books, Marjorie is 16. She's a teenage girl. She does have curly chestnut brown hair because she's a Tyrell. She has the brown eyes too, right? I think Marjorie has blue eyes in the... I typed up Marjorie into Google to like find the Song of Ice and Fire version. It's just a bunch of pictures of Natalie Dormer. God damn. Anyway, don't get distracted. Brown eyes, yes. In the book, she has brown eyes. Yeah. Slender but womanly figure, curly brown hair, just like Natalie Dormer, but Natalie has blue eyes. Book version has brown eyes, and book version is 16. Show Marjorie is 20s. So, that's a close enough, I think. I think that's a close enough, right? Or is that very similar? Because it is very similar. It's just like, if she was like maybe 10 years younger, then it would be perfect. 10 years younger and brown hair. Oh, is that similar or close enough? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Artistic license is going too far. I think that's going too far. In her late 20s when she was cast. Yeah, I thought so. Damn. I'm in that post-breakup simpery. I like go looking up the character, immediately get distracted by a bunch of Natalie Dormer pictures. What do we think? I think I'm going to stick with close enough. That's what people are saying. People are saying close enough. Fair play. She looks 100% fine for playing a late teen. No, she doesn't. She doesn't look like a late teen. No. She looks good for her age, but it's very much 20. She doesn't look like she could pull off teen. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like old sitcoms where it's a 30-year-old playing 15-year-old. No, it doesn't. But I don't think she's quite. Damn. Close. I'll leave it in close enough. Why am I acting like I care that much? Oberyn Martell, aka the person I accidentally left off of Smash or Pass, which is insane. I was later informed by my ex it would have been a Smash, so for all the people wondering, there we go. Big surprise. Oberyn, in the show, Oberyn is a kind of odd-looking guy, but also good-looking at the same time. Tan skin, dark hair. He's got the chin-strap beard. He's got a little moustache. Quite lithe and athletic. And then Oberyn in the books, let's get a specific description. I'm trying to get more specific here. Yes, he's a salty Dornishman, so he doesn't have like the darker skin of the sandy Dornish, but he does have that kind of olive skin. He's tall, slender, graceful. Oberyn in the show isn't super tall necessarily, but he is slender, he is graceful, he is fit. Show Oberyn has quite a sharp nose. Book Oberyn has not a sharp nose, but a distinct nose. Lustrous black hair. Difference is, he's got a bit of a fringe in the show, whereas in the books he has a widow's peak. A widow's peak coming forward. I have a very slight widow's peak, kind of. Not really. And I don't know, he's not described as having any facial hair, necessarily. I'm gonna say very similar. I think if he had the widow's peak and clean shaven, then I think that's Book Oberyn. But he's very similar. Very good casting. Very best Pedro Pascal performance. I'd honestly agree. Based on everything I've seen him in, I would agree. This is probably his best performance. Yeah. I don't understand him being cast as Reed Richards. That's bizarre casting to me. That's stunt casting to me. That's just, he is famous right now and he's in everything, so let's hire him. Like I don't think he works as Reed Richards at all, personally. But he's going in very similar for sure. Next up we have Gren. Gren the farmer's boy. Best performances in Narcos? I haven't seen Narcos, to be fair. Yeah, Gren is a kind of, a young lad, young birdie lad. I think he's clean shaven early on, and then he grows a beard. What about Gren in the books? He's stocky and strong, thick of neck, can grow a thick brown beard, a head taller than Jon Snow, and he's 16 years old. Oh, he was so close to being perfect here. That's not a 16-year-old. He's going in very similar, though. And next up, we have Pip, or Piper, who is a lot scrawnier. Gren and Pip really are like... Foreigners think that the average British guy is Henry Cavill. The average British guy is, in reality, it's either Pip or Gren. Like that's the true face of the Anglo-Saxon. So in the books, let's double check. I think, yes, he's small and he has large ears. Okay, so show Pip. He hasn't got large ears, but they do stick out. He has got sticky out ears. He is small and slight. How old is he meant to be? Not sure. I wouldn't call his ears large, but still very good. So I'm going to go with very similar. Someone's pushing back on me saying that Gren looks too old, in that when I was 16, I looked like a 25-year-old. To be fair, there are some lads in their late teens who look old. Like, who was the darts champion, British darts champion, who's like 16 years old? Genuinely like a fat bearded man who looks like he could be 30, but he's 16. I'm going to keep it there. Apparently Danny Dyer auditioned for the role of Pip. What? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Shut the fuck up. He's like 20 years too old to be Pip. Next up, Lysa Tully. Milk in the chat, everyone. Milk emojis in the chat. I will allow it. I will allow it this time. So, in the books, Lysa, she's a very slender, gaunt woman. Not particularly attractive. Dark red hair, the same colour as Show Catelyn. Dark red, almost brown. And let me check her eye colour, because that is kind of important. Let me see. Load, damn it. Are those blue eyes? Or are they green? Are those blue or green? I can't tell. I think they're blue. Okay, we're going to go with blue. So in the books, Lysa is thick with, shall we say, 3 C's. She's got a thick waist. Her bosom is quite thick. She's got a bit of a fleshy face. She's got auburn hair and blue eyes. There was a description that she kind of smells sour. She said, but like, she smells sour, but the smell is like masked with perfume, and it just goes. It's like, God damn it! Just the smell of sour milk when she walks past. It's like, ugh. Anyway. So the blue eyes are good. The hair is in the right ballpark of being red, but it's not auburn, and she's not thick with 3 C's like Show Catelyn. The vibe is there, and also like Lysa's meant to be like, she's not ugly, she's just less pretty than Kat, and she doesn't look great because she's gained weight. So like the general vibe is there with Show Catelyn, but not really. The hair's not quite right. The weight isn't quite right. I'm gonna say close enough. Actually, no. I think that's more artistic license. Yeah. Bloated is a good word in the chat. Yeah, you're right. She's more bloated in the books. Poor Lysa, man. That's just a tragic character, to be honest. Right, next up, who do we have next? We are looking at Dario. Okay, so two actors next. Two actors to talk about here. The original Dario kind of had like a handsome guy, square jaw, long curly hair, way past down his shoulders, clean shaven. Second Dario, short hair, close cropped beard, kind of no chin compared to strong chin, quite rat-like, bit of a rat man vibe going on. In the books, Dario is an athletic man with blue hair, a blue three-pronged beard, and a gold moustache. And that was not added to the character, so that's not great. I'm trying to imagine if you did add that to the character, does it really have Dario vibes? Not really. I think this is Berta, actually. Yeah, no, I think... Yeah. That's bruh. Yeah. I shouldn't be looking at it as do they have potential to have looked perfect. It's like, no, how do they look in the show? And it's like, yeah. You know what? I should have renamed it. They shouldn't really be ranking the casting. This is more ranking... This is ranking just the characters. Like, this is ranking the characters visually compared to the books. I should have focused more on the characters than the actors, because obviously we're including... Oh, never mind. Osha. So Osha in the show, blue eyes, quite tan, messy brown hair, skinny woman. Osha in the books, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. That is not what I was looking for. There we go. Osha in the books, tall and lean, not really tall in the show. A hard face. I wouldn't really describe Osha in the show as having a hard face. Shaggy brown hair, yes. Flat-chested, thanks George, I needed to know that. I'd say close enough. Close enough. We need to... Oh my god, there are so many characters. I'm going so slowly. I'm like thoroughly analysing each one like it matters. Let's hurry up. Grandmaster Pycelle. So in the show, Grandmaster Pycelle, he's got a short white beard. He's got thinning white hair on top. He's an older gentleman. In the books, I think he has a big snowy white beard that like goes down to his belly button. That's before it's cut off by Tyrion. Wait. Okay, did my stream crash? Oh no, my tab crashed. We still there? Are we still... Are we still live? We're still live. Apparently we're still live. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, sorry. So Book Pycelle has a long beard that goes down to his stomach. Is he bald? Is Book Pycelle bald? Let's double check. He has sparse hair that runs around his bald spotted head. Okay. And then a long snow beard, roomy eyes. Yes, he doesn't have the roomy eyes. He's not bald. He doesn't have a longer beard. Is this close enough or very similar? I think this is very similar, honestly. If we're being generous, I think that's more very similar territory. Next up, we have Catelyn. Okay, so in the show, she's a woman, well, a similar age to Ned. She's sort of, what, in her, would you say, 40s, late 40s, slender, dark red hair, kind of pale blue eyes, quite kind of ordinary looking, kind of a normal looking woman. In the show, Catelyn is a lot younger. She's basically mid-30s. She's quite beautiful. She has auburn hair, deep blue eyes, ample bosom, because of course she does. Long story short, big titty redhead MILF. And so there's a bit of a difference between the book version and the show version. What should we go? Is she artistic license? Is she on the same level as Lysa? Because the hair is not quite the right kind of hair, and the eyes aren't necessarily right. The age isn't right. I'm gonna say artistic license. Yeah. A lot of it just comes down to the age, to be honest. Yeah, artistic license. Right, next up we have Lady Crane. Speaking of MILFs. Alright, Lady Crane. She's not described visually in the book, so she is there. Oh no, she's not in the books. There's an actress in the Mercy sample chapter called Lady Stork. And in the show there's a Lady Crane. I don't know why they changed the name, but Lady Crane can go here because is not real. Next up we have Craster. So in the show, Craster, he's a bald, pudgy man, an older man, short grey beard, snarling face. I'm gonna look up Craster, but before I officially check, from what I remember in the books, I remember he's described as having like a, is it like a flat nose, and like a scar. Huh. Let me think. No, I'm just gonna look. A once powerful looking man. Okay, so burly, yeah, like in the show. Hair is grey turning to white, yeah, like in the show. Okay. A flat nose and a drooping mouth, which gives him a cruel look. Not quite a flat nose in the show, but he does have a cruel look. One of his ears is missing. That's it. Don't think that's the case in the show. I think we can give that a solid, very similar. I think we can also afford to go out a little bit like this. Moving on to Podrick Payne, Pod the Rodguard, the one and only. In the show, he's a cute young man, short dark hair. He's in his late teens, early 20s. In the show, Podrick is a child. Podrick's a child in the show. Sorry, in the books. God, the amount of time... I think this whole stream is me just mixing up the words book and show and confusing everyone. So there we go. My voice definitely didn't just crack there. Okay, he's a skinny boy with straight, thin hair and a thin neck. That's what it says here. Yeah, I mean... If we put Missandei in bruh, does Podrick need to go in bruh? Because this is an adult playing a child. I feel like it's not quite the same, because Missandei in the book had like the extra thing of having golden eyes, whereas Podrick, because the way he's described is more vague. I don't think, doesn't seem to be an emphasis on what his hair color is or eye color, so like there's not that much to compare. So I think a bruh is a bit harsh. Artistic license? Let's go artistic license. And I need some more of my Stannis lemon water, I think. Okay, speed round. Oh god, it's late. It's not that late, but there's still lots of characters. Look how many characters there are. I'm so slow. Okay, faster. Doran Martell. He's got olive skin of a Dornishman. He's got dark hair. He's got a salt and pepper beard. He's a good-looking older man, if I ever saw one. Doran in the books, he's in his early 50s, so age is about right. His body is soft and shapeless due to the gout. That's not really the case for him in the show. Okay, it doesn't really clarify his looks. Some art has him with dark hair, some has him with grey hair. I'm going to put him in very similar, but because we didn't really see much of the goutiness, he's not going into perfect. Next up we have... Wait, what? Drogon? I thought I already did Drogon. Is that not Drogon? Oh, wait. Is that not Drogon? Who the fuck is this? Who's this? I'm so confused. Wait, no, I think this is Drogon. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's Oh, I don't know. Someone in the chat tell me who the fucking dragons are. That's a pretty poor indictment on how HBO handled the colouring of the dragons if I thought this was fucking Drogon. This isn't Drogon. Is that meant to be Viserion? Rhaegal. Wait, Viserion is meant to be the green one, right? Viserion's the green one, and Rhaegal is the... What colour is Rhaegal? Or is Rhaegal green? Let me double check. Oh, cream. Oh yes, Viserion is cream and gold, and Rhaegal is green and bronze. Okay, so we're gonna put Drogon in close enough. Who the fuck? Is this green and bronze? Or is it cream? I think this is meant to be green and bronze. So you can go into bruh. Am I going crazy? And then cream and gold. Where's the other dragon? Let's get the dragons out of the way. Where's the next one? Oh, Viserion. Oh wait, that's not a great picture. That's just the eye. Let's look. I'm gonna look Viserion up on Google. Yeah, there's some gold there. There is some gold there. Viserion. In that case, Viserion's more like artistic license. They can both go artistic license. To be fair, there we go. God damn it. Okay. Who is next? Next up, we have Bran Stark. So, in the book, Bran starts off as a kid. He's older than he is in the books. He has the kind of dark brown Stark hair, and he has dark eyes. And in the books, he has the Tully auburn hair and the deep blue Tully eyes. And he's younger, so I'm gonna go. I mean, we did put Rickon in close enough, so Bran should go close enough, right? I'm thinking Bran's more artistic license for me for some reason. I think I might go artistic license. Next up, we have Salador San. Okay, yeah. So in the show, Salador San is a middle-aged black dude. In the books, he is Lyseni, so he's like a young, dashing man with pale skin, purple eyes, and silver gold hair. So this is probably the easiest bruh we've had so far. Next up, we have Oliver. Oliver is not... I don't like the way he's looking at me. Oliver is not in the books. Miri Mazdur. Miri Mazdur. Ah. Ow. Ooh. Saying Miri Mazdur in an accent made my neck twitch. What the fuck? According to the books, a heavy-set woman with black hair, a plain face, and a flat nose. She's about 40 when Danny meets her. Not quite. She sort of has the skin and the hair and the age. She's not heavy-set. She doesn't have a flat nose. But I'm going to say very similar. Doesn't quite go over into how she look into book territory. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ed Sheeran. I mean, not in the show. There is only one Ed we worship, and that is Dolores Ed. Next up, wait, yeah, let's. This boy's getting larger and larger. Look at this. Next up, let's go with Ilaria Sand. Ilaria Sand, very beautiful woman. Olive skin, frizzy dark hair, tall, slender, elegant, graceful. How is she described in the books? It says she's not accounted as a beautiful woman, but she is regarded as attractive and eye-catching. What the fuck does that mean? What? So she's attractive and eye-catching, but she's not beautiful. She's not stunning, I guess, is the idea. An exotic, sensuous flair, black hair. So she's not actually described in that much detail. She's just a hot Dornish woman with black hair. So very similar or perfect. Probably perfect. I'm going to put her in perfect if I'm being honest. Let's go for it. The vaguer the description, the easier it is to bump people up. Next up we have Sam Tarly. Right, so Sam Tarly in the show, fat boy, neck beard, dark hair. In the books, dark hair, neck beard, fat. Age is different though. He's like in his early 20s or mid 20s or whatever in the show. In the books, he's in his late teens. So the age is wrong. I think everything else is basically perfect though, if I'm being honest. He's very similar. I'm putting him in very similar just because of the age. The age stops a lot of people being bumped up into perfect, to be honest. But Next up, we have Roz. Roz is not in the show. In the book, sorry. Oh my god, I'm just... Oh, this whole stream. Hey, that's another one of my future ex-wives. Next up, Ygritte. Ygritte in the books is a red-headed wildling girl, and in the show, also a red-headed wildling girl. Let's see if there are any distinct similarities. So, in the book, she's described as having a round face, crooked teeth, and a pug nose. In the show, her face is not round. She has quite a defined jawline. Her nose is not a pug nose. She hasn't got crooked teeth. She does have red hair. She's the right age, early 20s. Close enough? Or very similar? I can't afford to be taking this long in each one. Let's go close enough. Yeah, let's go close enough. Next up, we have my third future wife, who actually doesn't leave me and take half my money. This is Melisandre, played by Chris Van Ouden. Melisandre is, straight off the bat, I'm going perfect here. Perfect casting. Perfect casting for me. Melisandre is, in the books, she's a beautiful woman with awesome breasts and red hair and red eyes. Oh, red eyes. It can't be perfect. Okay, she has to go down to very similar. But yes, in the show, she's beautiful. She has great boobies. She's got red hair. She's very kind of ethereal and sensual. She doesn't have red eyes, so she can't be imperfect. She's very similar. Alright, that's enough simping. We're moving on. Awooga's in the chat. Theon Greyjoy. Hello, Theon. So, okay, very, 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 very different, actually. So, in the books, Theon is 19. He's tall and lithe. He has dark hair. He's darkly handsome. Theon in the show, not very handsome, not very tall. Hair isn't black. It's kind of a dark brown. Doesn't really look like Theon at all, to be honest. Again, we are not talking about acting quality. Make no mistake, not acting quality. If we were doing performance, this Alfie Allen's imperfect. We're doing visual comparisons, book and show. So Theon in the books compared to the show, I'd say artistic license for Theon. I'm not gonna go bruh, because he's around the right age. But yeah. Okay. Yes, he does have that mocking Theon smile for sure. But yeah, nowhere near how I pictured him. Next up we have the late Warder Frey. The late Lord Frey. Evil Meryn Trant be like too young. Oh, and height. Good shout. Gail in the chat. She's taller than most of Stannis' guards. Yeah, I think she's described as being basically Stannis' height or slightly smaller than Stannis. And Stannis is like 6'3", 6'4". So she is just like this towering red woman. Terrifying and awesome in equal measure. Walder Frey. He's described as, looking... Catelyn says he kind of looks like a vulture and a weasel, but more like a weasel. So he's got a very weak chin. He's got kind of milky eyes because he's going blind. He's completely bald. And he's like early 90s. In the show, he definitely has a kind of a weasel vibe. He has got some hair on his head. He's too young. I'm going to say very similar, but he is not. Who would you cast Alfie Allen as based on looks? Interesting. So you're not asking me who I'd cast as Theon, you're asking me who I'd cast the actor Alfie Allen as. Oh, that's a super chat, by the way. Thank you for the super chat from Pie Guy for asking me about Alfie Allen. Who would I cast him as in Game of Thrones? That's a good question. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Where did I put him so I can have a look at him? There we go. I'm not sure. My mind's kind of going blank. I'm not sure. I'll come back to you on that one. Okay, next up, Alistair Thorne. So I think yes, Alistair Thorne is meant to be like sharp and hard as a flint. He's got black eyes. Yes, he's definitely the actor in the show, tall and slender, intimidating. Maybe no, age-wise, I think I think he's fine. He's not quite gaunt and hard and sharp. He's a bit more jowly. I'll put that as close enough for me. Next up, we have Dorea, who... Oh, yes. So Dorea, she's not... So Dorea in the books isn't a Dothraki woman. She's with the Dothraki. She's a maid, but I think she's just captured from another place. So I think she's blonde. In the show, they make Dorea a Dothraki, right? But she has an English accent, interestingly. But yes, she's tan, dark hair. That's not what Dorea looks like in the books. That's bruh. Next up, we have Gendry. So Gendry is tall and burly. He's got a square jaw, black hair, blue eyes. Basically looks like a young Robert Baratheon. Excuse me. In the show, he's got blue eyes. He's got black hair. He's definitely got a strong face and a strong jaw. He's not... I think he's like average height. He's not tall. He's very toned. He's not quite burly. He's not quite himbo enough visually. So I'm going to put him in very similar. See, we're doing speed round. Future ex-wife material. What, Dorea? Oh, absolutely. Next up, Yoren. So, ooh. How is Yoren described? Stooped and sinister with a twisted shoulder. Well, he doesn't have a twisted shoulder in the show. Coarse and ugly features hidden behind a thick and matted black beard. He's got a shorter beard in the show, although he does have a very distinct face. Hard black eyes. Hard and grim. Very similar. Let's go very similar. The beard needs to be thicker, and I think the actor needs to be uglier. But let's put him in very similar. Next up, we have... Oh, damn, the mountain. Okay, wait. Oh, Robert Strong. Wait, hold on. Wait, why are there two mountains? Yeah. Okay, so we've got Robert Strong here. Although he's never Robert Strong in the show. We don't actually know what the mountain looks like under his helmet, so I can't judge him. He might not even have a head. So there we go. Or he might have a dwarf head or a Joffrey's head, all kind of weird theories. I hope he does have a head. I'm not a big fan of the whole Robert Strong doesn't have a head. I do like the meme of his head being replaced with a dwarf's head, and because his skull was sent to Dawn. That's quite fun. That's quite creepy. Next up, sorry, I'm also assuming Robert Strong is a mountain. My bad. What am I talking about? Next up, Ilan Payne. So Ilan Payne. In the show, he's an older man. He's bald. In the books, he's taller and thinner and more gaunt and sickly looking. So we're not quite there. And he also has he's bald on top, but I think he has hair at the back that's quite long. I'm going to go with very similar, but he's not quite perfect. He needs to be more gaunt. Next up, we have the Blackfish. A grizzled older man. So let's check out the Blackfish. There's a film called Blackfish. That's cool. Not what I want though. Brynden Tully. There we go. He's tall and lean with tall and lean, a clean-shaven, craggy face, weathered skin, auburn hair has gone to grey, deep blue eyes. So Brynden in the show, yes, he has a lined, craggy, weather-beaten face, and he's tall and lean. But he has dark hair that's gone to grey. He hasn't got auburn hair that's gone to grey. And he's also not clean-shaven. I will put him in very similar. I'm a generous king. I'm a just king. Next up, we have Qyburn. So Qyburn is described... I remember this because I drew him recently for my Aya prayer list video when I talk about the mountain. He's described as being very ordinary. He's just kind of like a short, normal-looking grandpa with grey hair and warm brown eyes. I remember him specifically being described as having warm brown eyes. Quite deceiving. Oh no, he's tall. My bad. He's tall, slightly stooped, with crinkles around his eyes, grey hair, looks fatherly. So grey hair, looks fatherly, crinkles around his eyes. Only issue is Sho Kai-Burn is quite short, so he can't be imperfect. He's very good, but I'm going to put Partagaz in very similar. There we go. Keep him away from the laser in the desk. The laser gun in the desk. What's this? This is Grey Wind. Grey Wind is grey. That's a grey wolf. My boy is going imperfect. Next up we have Bronn. So Bronn of the Blackwater. Right, let's have a look. Bronn is very distinct look. Looks awesome. Great casting, but we're comparing it to the books. In the books, Bronn is he's younger. He's like meant to be in his like early 30s basically, as opposed to Bronn in the show is like early 40s, right? So he's about 10 years younger. He's a lot slimmer and sharper. He's kind of got cat-like vibes, and I think he's clean shaven. Bronn in the show, he's got facial hair. He's not as gaunt. He's got kind of like brutish features, like a boxer. He doesn't really have cat-like features, so I'm gonna put him in. But he does have dark hair, and I'm gonna put him in close enough. Actually, I don't think he's quite in very similar. He's gonna go close enough. Next up, we have Hodor. So Hodor, tall, thick boy, initially clean shaven, grows a beard. He's got curly, honestly, kind of grey hair, even though the actor's not that old. How is he described in the books? In the books, he is, let's double check him. He's 7 feet tall in the books. How tall is the Hodor actor? He's 2.8 meters. What the fuck does that mean? He's 6'8". Okay. That's pretty good. Height-wise, it's pretty good. Shaggy hair and a brown beard. Not quite brown, kind of grey. And I think he's more burly than fat. Sho Hodor's a bit more on the fat side. But that being said, we're going to put him in very similar. Hodor's going in very similar. That's what we're doing right now. Okay. What's next, fellas? Oh, the High Sparrow. Jonathan Pryce. An older man, grey hair, very ordinary looking. Let's double check what the High Sparrow looks like. Lean, sharp face that's heavily lined. A small man. I think High Sparrow in the show is kind of average height. Scrawny. Half-starved, not quite the same. Ties his thin hair in a knot behind his head. And grizzled grey and brown beard, short and closely trimmed. Not quite. I think we're going with close enough for this boy. Next up, we have Jaqen H'ghar. So this is specifically... this is Jaqen H'ghar in his first iteration, before he changes his face. A slender, handsome young man with fine features. He is a slender, handsome man in the show. Long, shiny hair, yes. However, in the books, one side of his hair is white, the other side is red. In the show, it's mostly red with one white streak. So we're going to put him in very similar. Very good casting, but he's in very similar. Not quite there. Yeah, someone's pointed out 370 people watching, only half have hit the like button. He's right. Hit the like button. Why not? You don't lose anything. I'm amazed the Mercy video's still up, someone said. Yeah, I didn't. If I'm being honest, I was kind of joking when I said it might be taken down. It probably can't be monetized, but I'm sure it'll be kept up. None of my streams are demonetized, even when I talk about stuff that should get it demonetized. It's really weird. Next up. Right. Rhaegar. Oh, hello. Oh, everyone hated the Rhaegar casting, didn't they? So, I mean, we're not... We haven't really been told what he looks like in the books, right? Like generally he's like slender, good-looking, silvery gold hair. In the show, he's silvery gold hair, good-looking, but like not in a very Targaryen way. He doesn't really have the Targaryen look, and the hair's not. It is that kind of platinum blonde hair, close enough for Rhaegar, or is that gonna offend people? I'm actually gonna go artistic license because he isn't really capturing the ethereal beauty that Rhaegar's associated with, but I'm not gonna put him in bruh. Right, next up, Bobby B. Boars in the chat? Question mark. Anyway, so in the show, Bobby B is kind of the same age as Ned, kind of in his 40s, maybe late 40s. In the books, he's younger, he's in his mid-30s, right? So age-wise, he's about 10 years too old. Yes, he's got the Baratheons have black hair. Robert in the show has brown hair. He's way too short. Robert Baratheon's like 6'5" in the books. In the show, he's like the same size of Ned, if not a little bit shorter. He is fat. Where's he going? Is it close enough? Because he's the hair's not right, the age isn't right, and the height isn't right. But he has got the beard and the weight and the general kind of good-looking man gone to seed vibe. Shall we say close enough? It's definitely not very similar. Let's go close enough. Okay, Brynden Rivers. This isn't even canonical. Oh, it is canonically Brynden Rivers because of Hot D. Hot D canonically made this character Brynden Rivers, right? I don't think he was. Next up, we have... Wait, what am I talking about? Did you hear that? I literally went into, like, an instinctive next up we have about the next character because I got distracted by something on my screen and thought I'd moved on. NPC Haven coming out. So, Brynden Rivers... Well, he's meant to have long white hair. And he's meant to be a tree. He's meant to be a tree. He's meant to have a root going into his eye. This blood raven doesn't have the root in his eye. He's not merged with the tree. He doesn't have a long white beard. He doesn't have long hair. He is an old man with white hair, so I don't think he belongs in bruh necessarily. Bro, this shouldn't be just about appearance, but also about the inner. You judging by their looks. I hate to break it to you, YD in the chat. This is literally what the stream is. I'm literally just judging on looks. That's the entire point of the stream. That's what we're doing right now. It's all good. People are saying bruh. I'm not sure I agree with bruh. Oh, fuck it. Let's go bruh. Give the people what they want. Drogo. So, very tall, very buff, olive skin, dark hair. I'd say the only difference is that in the books, Drogo has big, long mustachio, whereas in the show, he's got like a full-on beard. So that's Drogo's going to very, very similar, but he can't be under perfect, unfortunately. Next up, what do we have next? We have Jon Snow. Oh my god, I'm about to cook. Before I cook, however, I have a super chat. Thank you, Augustine, who says, do you think that the theory that Jaime and Golden Hand are being two different people is real? Huh? A blonde guy saw what Jaime was doing and copied him. I believe it. The young wolf forever young. Sorry, what is this theory? Sorry. Jaime and Golden Hand are two different people? A blonde guy saw what Jaime was doing and copied it? Wait, are you suggesting that... Wait, sorry, what's this theory? That Jaime died on the way to King's Landing and someone else cut off their hand and gave themselves a golden hand and pretended to be Jaime and everyone believed him. I've literally not heard this theory. This sounds based. Not true in the slightest. Because the moment he got home and shaved his beard, everyone would go, oh, that's clearly not Jaime, that's an imposter. It's only been like a few months since he went missing, or like a year or something. What is this theory? Oh, are you referring to Golden Hand as like the ideal that Jamie is rooting for, what he wants to be? That will be someone else. That in the future Jamie might die, but someone else will take up his cause and will be the new Golden Hand and will be like, I saw this man's redemption arc. That's what I want to do, or something. Like someone else will have a Golden Hand and be like, maybe. Is that what you're trying to say? Let me know. Let me know. No, don't distract me. God damn it! Don't distract me. We're making our way through the characters. How long has this live stream been? 2.5 hours. My goodness. Let's continue. Jon Snow. So Don Show himself. Jon Snow. In the show, he has curly black hair, short black beard, and a kind of a round, chubby baby face. And brown eyes. In the books, he's also like early 20s. In the books, he's 14 years old. He has grey eyes. He has a long, stark face. He has dark brown hair, and he's clean shaven. I apologise, but no. Jon Snow in the books and Jon Snow in the show do not look the same. There's a patron of mine actually on the Discord recently said how shook they were when they realised that Jon Snow has dark brown hair and not black hair, because all the fan art of Jon Snow has him with black hair. It's like iconic. He's the Night's Watch. He's a black brother. He wears a black cloak and a black outfit, and he has black hair, but he doesn't have dark brown hair. It doesn't feel right. Anyway, yes, I agree. He's going in artistic license visually. He's not quite bruh, but he's artistic license. Next up, we have Corran Halfhand. I can't remember how he's described in the books, unfortunately. Let's check him out. In the show, he really is just like a dude. In the books, what does it say here? Tall like a spear with shrewd grey eyes. Hard, flat cheeks are clean shaven. Grey hair in a long, heavy braid. Nah. Not really. I think the age is about right. So, I guess artistic license. Next up, we have Joffrey. Right. Oh, Joffrey. So, yes, Joffrey in the show is in his late teens. Tall and slender, short blonde hair, bit of an impish face. He does kind of look like an inbred Roman emperor, and I mean that as a compliment, unironically. What's his eye color as well? I think it's blue in the show. Let's double check. Yeah, blue eyes in the show. In the books, he is tall for his age and slender, but he's only 13. Or 12. I think he's 12. He's quite conventionally good looking. He has curly blonde hair, and he has green eyes. So we're going with close enough or artistic license. And he doesn't have the pouty lips either, no. Yeah, let's go artistic license. There's not much going on. But like it is clearly Joffrey. He's young, he's blonde, he's a king. We should scrap the name inbred and start saying pure-blooded. That's a good point. Next up, Leaf. Shout out Leaf, man. The greatest character in Song of Ice and Fire. The only Asian actress in Game of Thrones. They made her a fucking alien. Alright, what does Leaf look like? What do the children look like? So, Leaf is smaller than humans. Nut brown skin, dappled like a deer's with paler spots. Her hands have 3 fingers and a thumb, sharp black claws instead of nails, large ears, large golden green eyes slitted like those of a cat. Okay, she does in the show. She does have the cat eyes. She has green, kind of a grey green skin. It's not really. I mean, we're not going by the actress at this point. We're going by the makeup, right? Not small enough. Skin color's wrong. If you nut brown, see a doctor. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bruh? I think that might be a bruh, honestly. Yeah, anyway. Next up, Kevin Lannister. So, Kevin Lannister in the show, he's got short dark hair because the Lannisters all have dark hair in the show for some reason. He's got one hell of a jaw. Look at that thick fucking jaw. Look at that lantern jaw. He's an older man. In the show, Kevin has... Sorry, in the books... Oh my god. I apologize. In the books, Kevin has balding blonde hair. He has a close cropped yellow beard that follows the line of his massive jaw, broad shoulders and a thick waist, portly. Okay, so he's actually quite slender in the show. He's not portly. He does have a massive jaw in the show, but he doesn't have a close cropped beard. And he is kind of balding in the show, but it's not blonde. So he's kind of got pros and cons. He's got bits and pieces. I think that puts him in the mid tier. So we're gonna go with close enough. Oh, another super chat from Augustin. Thank you very much. Oh, Kevin's actor recently passed away. Rest in peace. Augustin says, yes, I do wonder Jaime and Brienne will reproduce with each other and one of his kids will take the role of Golden Hand. Oh, that's just not a theory I've heard. Okay, fair enough. The show ruined Hodor. We were told that House Hodor was a thing and they guarded the door. Wait, is House Hodor a thing? Bro, did you take some edibles before sending me super chats? We were told, is House Hodor a thing? Is this we guard the door, House Hodor? I don't think the show ruined Hodor. Show Hodor is identical to book Hodor. It's just we got an ending that we don't have in the books. I don't think he's been ruined necessarily. I do think the whole time travel possession hold the door moment didn't really make any sense. And I'll be interested in knowing how it goes down exactly and wins. Thank you for the super chat from Augustin. Again, another super chat. Thank you so much. What are you sending me? Is that Argentinian money? Hell yeah. Very kind of you. He says, Joffrey in the books is described as the false Targaryen, a beautiful prince that people love because they saw the late Rhaegar. Joffrey in the show is nothing like that. That's true. That's true. Joffrey does not... Yeah. Joffrey is in the show is not a beautiful prince, but obviously, if we are judging by acting, he's in the perfect tier, obviously, but that's not what we're doing. Anyway, yeah, Shireen, right, hello, Shireen. So, Shireen is, Shireen Baratheon is a child in the books and the show. In the show, she's played by... I think like a girl in her late teens, but she plays young and she does it very well. So in terms of looks, age-wise, she's fine. She's described as kind of being quite homely, not very attractive. And honestly, the way they do her up in the show, she's not very attractive, but the actress is quite good looking. I think one of my former uni housemates said that he came across the actress on Tinder, like season 6 or 7 era of Game of Thrones, like the actress was just on his Tinder. He was like, what the fuck? Anyway, she's described, what's her hair? She's described as having like the strong Baratheon jawline, which she doesn't have in the show, and she has the Florence sticky out ears, which she also doesn't have in the show. I'm gonna go very similar though. Let's go with very similar, just because of the ears and the jaw. And yeah, and in the show she doesn't have the kind of the book ugliness and the... Maybe it's more close enough than very similar. Huh. I'm going to stick with very similar. Even though it's not really very similar at all. No, I'm going to stick with it. Next up, Roose Bolton. So Roose Bolton in the show... That's an Irishman if I ever saw one. Yes, he's got a very receding hairline. He kind of looks like Putin. He's got that Putin nose going on. Yeah, very ordinary looking person. It doesn't quite look like Book Roose. Book Roose is described as being very normal looking, like a very normal plain face. Very, very pale because of the bleaches. Pale blue eyes that are piercing, and... See, the thing is, his hair is never actually described, but he's often drawn with, like, long, dark vampire hair hitting the shoulders, which is how I imagine him, but that's not necessarily... He's not actually described that way. In the show, he does have pale blue eyes, not as pale. He doesn't have pale skin. He's not ordinary looking enough. You know, he's actually, in the show, he's got quite a distinct face. With like the very distinct nose that like comes down and up at the end, and quite like a small mouth and a slightly receding chin, whereas Book Roose is just kind of order. Look, Jason Isaacs is how I imagine Book Roose, basically. Jason Isaac is like Book Roose if he had like long hair. Again, there's not, because Roose isn't described in too much detail. I can't put him in bruh. I'm gonna say artistic license because he's got the eyes going on, but basically nothing else gives off Roose vampiric energy. Next up we have Styr, the Magnar of the Fens. So the Fens are like a northern civilization that have like bronze armor and kings and the whole feudal system. In the show, they're cannibals. They're kind of merged with the Hornfoot cannibal clan or the River cannibal clan or whatever. And so he's bald. What they do is they take the Magnar being bald in the books and they make it like a cultural thing where every Fen in the show is bald. But yes, Styr in the show, bald guy, tall, slender, just like in the books, but he's got like face carvings because they wanted him to be distinct. So I'm going to put that as close enough. Kind of not quite the point of that. Anyway, Tycho Nestoris. Oh, there's so... Okay, we are now going quickfire mode. I know I already said that. I actually wanted an early night tonight. Why am I still streaming? Quickfire mode. Oh my god. Tycho Nestoris. In the show, he's played by Mark Gatiss. He's just a white dude with like a ginger beard. In the books, he has... Oh, well, he's got a long hat. He's got a tall ass hat. The hat isn't really a big deal necessarily. Oh my god. Load. There we go. He's tall, thin, gaunt. Yeah, no, that's not really Mark Gatiss. He has a narrow face and dark eyes. Nah, long, thin beard, which almost reaches his waist. Honestly, that's bruh. I don't know why I'm debating it. Tycho in the show really is just a guy. Next up we have Tommen. So Tommen in the books is 10 years old. He's pudgy. He has pale blonde hair, green eyes. In the show, he doesn't have green eyes. He has blonde hair, but it's kind of a dark blonde, not a pale blonde. He's not pudgy. He's just kind of a good-looking teen. And I guess is this artistic license or bruh? What is this? Is this bottom tier? Because he's got the blonde. He's young and he has blonde, which is like... I don't think it's quite bruh. So, okay, next up we have Jaime Lannister. Okay, well, I guess we have to take all aspects of Jaime into account because obviously he changes dramatically in the show. So, season 1 Jaime, he looks like Prince Charming. He's got blonde hair. He's got classic good looks. I don't think he's quite as handsome as Jaime. I know lots of people think he's handsome. I think the actor's kind of good looking like a dull way. That's just me. But Jaime is like... Jaime season 1 is like a good looking blonde guy. Probably perfect tier. Oh no, he can't be perfect because he doesn't look similar to Cersei, so that bumps both of them down. But in the show, he goes on to be bald. In the books, he gets bald, and then he grows short, stubbly hair, and he grows out a golden beard. Sorry, in the books. Oh my god. In the books, that's what happened. I'm very tired. In the show, he never goes bald. His hair is cut, and then it turns brown, and they just stop giving him hair dye, which is fucking stupid. He just becomes brunette. And he doesn't grow out a blonde beard. He has a dark stubble. The hair colour enough pisses me off. So we have season 1 where he's basically like looks perfect, or at the very least very, very similar, and then we basically have like artistic license or bruh for later seasons. So shall we say close enough to balance that out? Next up we have Syrio Forel. In the show he's kind of got like a curly dark afro and a beard and tan skin. In the books he's completely bald and he has a hawk-like nose and sharp features, and he's tall and lean. I'm honestly bruh. He doesn't really look anything like Syrio Forel. Viserys Targaryen. Tall, slender, good looking. He's got the Targaryen hair. Doesn't have silver gold like Book Viserys. Doesn't have purple eyes like Book Viserys. He's not as gaunt as Book Viserys, but we're going to go with very similar, I think. He's more like Book Viserys than Daenerys is like Book Daenerys, if that makes sense. Right. What's next? Next up we have Dontos Hollard. So Dontos Hollard in the show, I actually really don't like how the actor portrayed him. I thought if he was trying to go for drunk, he completely failed at it. I remember just being like, he just seems like dumb. He doesn't seem drunk. Like, he didn't quite capture the tragedy of the character at all, in my opinion. I don't like the casting. Anyway, in the show, he is a fat dude, just a fat dude. What's Dontos Hollard like? I think he has like a bulbous and red nose because he's a drunkard in the show. Let's have a look. In the books, he's a portly man with a thick neck and pale skinny legs, blotchy skin, nose full of broken veins. Let's say close enough. Next up, Lancel Lannister. This is the ultimate, like, twink transforming into a twunk over the course of the season. It's impressive. So Lancel he's a young man. In the show, he's like late teens, good looking, blonde hair, but then like in season 2 it goes from being like light blonde to being more kind of darker honey colored, like dark honey, and then when his hair gets shaved it just becomes dark because Lannisters have darker roots in the show, I guess. But Lancel Lannister, honestly, yeah, he looks he's not perfect because he doesn't have a mustache, right? He has in the books he has a rat stash. I'm actually growing out a mustache right now and it looks awful. I'm going to shave it, but I want to keep it at least for tomorrow so my mate can see it. Lancel's going to go very similar. Very good casting. Hot Pie, the one and only. So again, Hot Pie is just, in the show, fat guy, fat teenager with dark hair. In the books, he's a bit younger and he has straw-coloured hair. So we're going to go with close enough. Tywin, moving on to Tywin. I swear, the more I do this, the more characters appear. This is insanity. How long is this going to take? Tywin. So he's tall, he's slender, he's regal, broad shoulders, just like in the books. He's got a very stern, regal face. Perfect. However, he's kind of got a receding hairline in the show. In the books, he's not a man of half measures. He's completely bald. Also in the show, he has a stubble, which is honestly more red than blonde. A bit of a ginger going on thing. Anyway, in the books, he doesn't have a stubble or beard. He has stiff whiskers. He's got mutton chops, right? So everything apart from his facial hair and his baldness is perfect. So this is very similar. Damn, you can tell I'm tired. Like, I'm completely messing up my sentences. We're crawling through the late stage of this live stream. We got this. I didn't realise it would take this long. I spent so long debating the early characters. Loras Tyrell, so in the show, skinny, good looking, brown hair. Loras vibes, however, in the books, he's prettier and he's younger. He's like 16 or something. As we said, Renly's weird. And his hair's more kind of chestnut brown. Let's go with close enough. Next up, Shanja. We have the one and only Littlefinger. I'm a bit confused. Anyway, he is... Oh, okay, so... First up, the show version is too old. Show version is in his 40s. Book version is early 30s. He's got the dark hair that has the grey streaks at the temple. Perfect. He does have the sharp features, kind of looks like Niccolo Machiavelli. Perfect. He's got like the short moustache and soul patch in the show, whereas in the books he just has a pointed beard, so that puts him down a bit. Also, this is very important. Littlefinger is a short king. Okay, in the show he's like an average sized man. He's meant to be short. He's like Sansa's size, right? Like he's a short man, hence the name Littlefinger. So Littlefinger's going in very similar, but just because of the beard and the height, he can't be imperfect. Lady Shanja. I'm a bit confused. Next up, we have my favourite character, Locke. Remember Locke? Who likes Locke? There is no Locke in the books, so Locke is going down here. Lyanna Stark. So Lyanna in the books, from what we don't meet her in person, but we hear that she's basically a northern lass with that kind of long Stark features, but you know, very beautiful in a northern way. In the show, she looked quite sort of dainty. She didn't have a long face. She looked cute and dainty. She looked like a Tyrell. She looks like a Tyrell in a Reach. But she does have... She's the right age, and she's got the... No, she's not the right age, actually. She's like early 20s, whereas Lyanna's like fucking 15 or something, because Rhaegar's a creep. She's got brown hair. Are we going artistic license or bruh? I'm going to go artistic license, but I can be persuaded. Matho Seaworth. I don't know how he's described in the books. I don't think he is described in the books physically. But I will double check. He's not described physically in the book, so he has been relegated to the bottom rung. Wait, hold on there. You're going there. Dickon. Cue laughter. Dickon Tarly, we haven't seen him. We don't know what he looks like. So he's going down here. Robin Aaron, milk emojis in the chat. So age-wise, I think he's a couple years too old, but like he's in the right ballpark. Yeah, he's got the dark hair. Sure, yeah. That's fine. He does have kind of pale, sickly vibes. Looks like he could be Littlefinger's bastard kid. Honestly, Sweet Robin. Is this perfect? Is this perfect? This might be perfect. I'm gonna put Sweet Robin in perfect. Again, I can be convinced otherwise, perhaps. Next up, we have Meryn Trant. Too old, but not actually too old. I think he's kind of the right age. Meryn Trant in the show. He's a middle-aged man. He's got dark hair and a dark beard and very cruel eyes. In the books, he actually has red hair and he with grey in it, and he has a red beard, which is described like a beard of rust. Is it described as a waterfall of rust, or is that another? I think that's another book. That's like a young Sherlock Holmes book character. I can't remember. So yeah, no, he doesn't, and he has he's described as having like droopy eyes that are sly. So he does kind of have the sly, cruel eyes. He doesn't have the hair color or the beard. I'm going to say artistic license, just because the hair color is kind of like the main thing about Meryn Trant. The Sweet Robin Season 8 glow up. I mean, that man could play a dark-haired Harold Harding with that glow up. You kidding me? Let's answer a couple of super chats before we move on to the one, the only, the Hound. Another super chat from Augustine. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. When you get to Viserys, the first book you should make... when you get to Viserys, the first you should make another tier called Defeated Book Counterpart. George admitted that House of the Dragon made a better Viserys, so he's the new canon in a way. Oh, I see. When I do a Hot D tier list for casting, which I could do whenever, maybe next week or in a few days or whatever. Yes, a tier list that's like better than the books. That's character-wise. That's not visual. That was George saying he's a better character. Visually, very different, and I'll focus on the visuals. Thank you for the super chat from Haven Rivers. Oh boy. Dear Father, who is loved by all, how much do I need to pay you for you to put Tyrion in perfect here? And Game of Thrones Telltale Games live with Quinn when? What if I just keep promising to do specific stuff with Quinn and then I never do it? How about that? No, I don't know when, but I definitely want to do more gaming on my channel. Don't you worry, it's coming. Oh, and speaking of gaming, something very exciting happening this month. I smell a collab. Interesting. And how much do you have to pay me to put Tyrion in perfect? Send me $100 and I'll do it. Thank you for the super chat from Dapple Apple, who says, crazy theory. So Pounce is the Night King. And J plus C equals JTM. Love your videos. Thanks for all you do. Heart. Thank you so much. Love you too. Sorry, J plus C John and Catelyn equals JTM. John and Catelyn equals John, Tyrion. Jorah and Catelyn equals John, Tyrion, Mirri Maz Duur. Done. You need to tell me what the fuck that theory is, because you're just throwing letters at me. What the hell even? Oh, another super chat from Haven Rivers before we go back. What does my bastard have to say? Your bastard son again. 100k subscribers equals face reveal. Tywin is definitely perfect casting based on acting. Yes, on acting, Tywin is perfect without question. Face reveal at 100k? Sure. Why not? My patrons already have various face reveals because I keep fucking posting dumb selfies on my Patreon Discord. But yes, 100k face reveal. Sure, why not? Glidus did it. Why not me? Next up, we have the Hound. So the Hound in the show, he's in his 40s. He's got a bit of a pug nose. He's got beard, stringy hair, burned face, realistic burns. In the books, the burns are on literally the other side of his face, but also they're far more severe to the point where the bone is showing, to the point where I'm not sure how he's alive and able to function on a day-to-day basis. But in the books, way harsher burns. Doesn't have a beard. He's younger. He's like late 20s. And he also has like he's got sharper features and he has like a hooked nose. So visually, honestly, quite different, but he does have the height. Rory McCann is very tall. I can't be fucked to look up the specific height anymore. He's tall. I'm going to go artistic license. The height saves it. Surviving through anger, to be fair, yeah. Sustained by his anger. Lomi green hands. I think Lomi is just described as being a young kid with green hands. In the show, he's a young kid. He does have green arms, but they're very faint. I think they're a bit fainter than they're described in the book, so I'm going to go very similar. Also, who cares about Lomi green hands? Roderick Cassell. Older man, portly. He's got his whiskers tied into a little knot, which was also pretty fun. That was always fun for me. Roderick Cassell in the books, let's have a look. He's stout, soft flesh under his chin, so far so good. Large white whiskers, yes. Only difference is he doesn't tie them under, so the addition brings it down, but that's what we're doing right now. Next up, we have Myrcella. Myrcella is late teens in the show, good looking, blonde, Lannister. In the books, she's way younger. She's she's like 11 or something. And she's also described as being pretty, blonde hair. So it's kind of just age, really. It's just age. I'd say bumps it down to very similar, because looks more like book Myrcella than Joffrey looks like book Joffrey, and Tommen looks like book Tommen, I think. But that also could be because Myrcella's not really described in too much detail. What the fuck, salami? Next up, Tormund. Okay, this is very different. This is extremely different. Oh, we have some Streamlab tips. I'll go. Thank you, Vandalban. I'll go to those in a second. So Tormund in the show is a ginger wildling with a big red beard and red hair. However, in the books, he's like in his 50s or 60s, and he's huge, and he has big gap-toothed smile and grey hair. Like he's very, honestly, I think that's bruh. Like Tormund is not like a young horny redhead. Tormund's like a burly grandfather in the books, so he's going down there. The Mad King in the show had very long hair, very long unwashed matted beard. He had a really long claws because he was scared of sharp. He didn't want to cut them. He didn't want sharp objects coming near him. Very haggard look. In the show, he's way older, and also his hair's not that long, and he's got no beard, and his nails are normal. So I'm gonna go artistic license for the Mad King. Nymeria. What colour's Nymeria meant to be? Oh no, the wolf, goddammit, the wolf. Grey fur. Yeah. The good girl can go in perfect. There we go. Good boys and good girls in perfect. That's where the doggos go. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Oh, sorry. Thank you for the donation. Very fancy. From, wait a second, where'd it go? From Vanderman, who said, I drink milk with a poppy if Poppy was the name of a wet nurse. Of all your milk-related super chats, that was kind of witty. That was quite witty. I do appreciate that. You're mixing the game up a bit. And then you sent the exact same donation and the exact same message 2 minutes later. Thank you very much. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, very kind of you. Old Nan. I suspect Old Nan in the show isn't quite old Nan enough. Nan is an ugly old woman, toothless, shrunken and wrinkled, almost blind. Well, she's not that bad. I'm going to say similar, but she's an old woman. She's not blind, toothless and ugly. I mean, let's not be harsh here. Olenna Tyrell, the goat. Olenna Tyrell, how does she look then? Because age-wise, she's perfect. A small woman, the size of a child. Size-wise, no. White-haired. We don't know if Olenna's white-haired because her hair is always covered. The actress is white-haired, but yeah, the we don't see her hair. She's not small enough. I'm gonna go very similar. It's the height that stops it from being perfect. Next up, we have Pyat Pri. Let's check out my boy Pyat Pri. He's described as a pale man with blue lips. In the show, he's pale. He has blue lips. Honestly, I think Pyat Pri is kind of perfect. Oh yeah, they gave Pyat Pri blue lips, but not Euron. I didn't think about that before. People are saying Olenna's not old enough. I'll keep her in very similar. I will keep her there. Anyway, who's that? Who the fuck is that? That's Rast, right? Rast the Raper. What's Rast described as looking like? Is he even described? Radio allergosorbent test is a blood test. No, not the acronym Rast. There we go. 2 years older than Jon Snow. Okay, this guy's a little bit more than 2 years older than Jon Snow. 40 pounds heavier, cruel and grudgeful. I mean, he's portly. I'm going to go close enough. We haven't got enough description there. The Lord of Bones. I mean, Lord of Bones, he's wearing bones and he has a skull helmet. However, I think he's quite small in the books, whereas in the show he's big and burly. He's going in very similar. Oh, a quick spoiler in my Game of Accents video, or whatever it's going to be called. The first Lord of Bones in season 2 and 3 has a Northern English accent, and then when he reappears in season 5, he's played by a new actor who's putting on a Scandi accent, and it's like, why have you changed his accent? Anyway, what do we have? We have Mace Tyrell. Okay, so first off, so the show Mace is like 10 years older than Book Mace. He's also balding. Book Mace isn't balding. Book Mace is quite tall and powerful. Show Mace is very short and portly. He does have the kind of the beard and moustache, to be fair, although it's not necessarily chestnut brown. I'm gonna say artistic license for Mace. It's not the best one, but the vibe is there. Renly. Okay, Renly. Short, skinny, short little beard, dark hair. Yeah, in the books, he is massive, he is buff, he looks like a young Robert, but slightly slimmer. Very, very different. What does show Renly have going for him? He hasn't got the height, he hasn't got the muscles. He's got the dark hair, like the hair colour's fine. He doesn't even look like the Stannis or Robert actors. I think this might be a bruh. I think this is bruh. Renly, that just isn't Renly. Next up, we have Robb Stark. So, in the show, he's a bit older than Robb. Again, he's got like the dark brown Stark hair and not the auburn Tully hair. And he hasn't got the deep blue Tully eyes. I'd say this is like close enough. Bit too old. Hair color's wrong, but he's generally the vibe is there, you know? Was that Craster's inbred son? Okay, well, I don't fucking know. No, I'm not ranking that. Where are you? There you are. Night King is not a thing in the books. Septa Unella. Hannah Waddingham. Septa Unella, does she... Big boned, with calloused hands and a scowling homely face. I mean, she's very large. Sorry, she's tall in the show. She's not big boned, and she also doesn't have a homely face. So that's like artistic license, shall we say? Selyse. So Selyse Florent in the books is very tall. There's tall people on Dragonstone. She's like, what was it? She's like, she's as tall as her husband. What the fuck? That is weird. I feel like that's a bit too much. I think Selyse being as tall as Stannis. I feel like Stannis and Melisandre need to be the super tall ones. You're kind of diluting that when you make Selyse that tall. I think that wasn't necessary. But yes, she's as tall as Stannis. She's super fucking tall. Pinched and hard, thin of body and face, pale eyes, sharp nose, and 2 large ears. And she has hair on her upper lip. So, in the show, she doesn't have a moustache. She does have sticky out Florent ears. She's not super tall. She's not great looking, but she definitely isn't as... She's not ugly and horrific like she's described in the show. In the books. Oh... In the book, she's kind of meant to be another example of, well, Stannis had it bad in life. He got given Dragonstone and he's married to an ugly woman. So, Selyse is going in, let's say close enough. Sir Pounce is going under perfect, naturally. Next up, we have Shae Funny Hua. So, Shae in the books is 19 or 18 years old, slender, dark eyes, dark hair, attractive. In the show, she's like 10 years too old. She's also foreign and has a foreign accent, which isn't really what Shae is. Although we're focusing on the visuals, aren't we? Yeah, it's not really how I pictured Shae. I'm going to go close enough, because like dark eyes and dark hair, yeah. But I don't know, just, yeah. Hizdahr zo Loraq. So Hizdahr zo Loraq has amber eyes, olive skin, and red-black hair shaped as wings that he later cuts off, and he also has like a beard that he then shaves. In the show, he's just kind of a dude. He's just like a guy. He's that might be Brer, actually. That might be Brer. He does not have reddish black hair oiled into wings, unfortunately. Next up, we have another fucking direwolf. Oh, that's Summer. Hey, that's Summer. What colour is Summer meant to be? This time I'm going to type a Song of Ice and Fire at the end, so I'm not just typing in the word Summer. Silver and smoke grey fur. That's more like kind of a light brown. Oh, I'm not sure if this is a good boy. I think this is going to have to go in very similar. Next up, we have Stannis. So, Stannis in the books is very tall, like 6'3" or something. He's got very broad shoulders. He's mostly bald. He has a strip of hair at the back of his head. He has basically like a very short beard, like stubble that's like a shadow over his face. He has deep blue eyes, and a strong jaw. In the show, he's average height. He definitely has Stannis vibes. He's got the receding hairline, but it's not quite receding enough. He's got a bit too much of a beard. He's definitely got the stony face. I'm going to go close enough. I'm not going to go very similar. I'm going to go close enough, though. Is that harsh? Is close enough harsh? What do we think for Stannis in the chat? Is this very similar? I'm not sure. Anyway. Talisa, a very beautiful woman. Dark hair, olive skin. Shout out to her butt in that one scene. Jane Westerling that she's based off of is a white teenage girl, you know, chestnut brown hair, Taylor Swift posters in her room. This is Brett here. Talisa and Jane are not really the same, but they are kind of the same character. They serve the same purpose, so I'm counting them as the same, but there we go. Right, what else? We have Janos Slint, the one and only. Janos Slint. What does he look like? I remember he's bald and jowly in the books, and that's kind of how he looks in the show. Let's have a look. He's a stout man with a jowly face and bald pate, built like a keg. Yeah, in the show he's stout, he's bald, jowly. He's not described as having a beard, and he does have a beard in the show, so... But to be fair... I'm going to put very similar just because he has a beard, and I don't think he has a beard in the books. Oh, I need to talk about Janos Slint in my Accents of Thrones, because he does have a southern accent, but a slight Scouse accent slips through every now and then. I didn't mention that in my notes. I need to add that. But Talisa is hot though. That's not a reason. That's not an excuse. Doreah's hot too. What's she doing there? Missandei's there. Cole Tanner, the Legend of Jin Ali, is there. It's not about how hot they are. God damn it. Frog-faced according to Sansa. Yeah, yes, frog-faced. He's not quite frog-faced in the show. Yeah, that's not a froggy face. But yeah, he can go there. Mance Rayder. Oh boy, I think I'm putting Mance Rayder straight into bruh. So Mance Rayder in the books is like a good-looking man, slender, shoulder length dark hair. He's just like a gruff old wildling man in the. He's not even this. Not even remotely the same. Varys. Okay, Varys. So Varys is bald as an egg, perfumed. You can see the perfume on the actor in the show. And it stands out because there's one specific scene in Dragonstone where he's not perfumed and his skin actively looks weird. But yes, he's perfumed, he's bald, he's plump. He's close to perfect. Varys is close to perfect, but he's described as having quite plump lips, and show Varys doesn't have plump lips. He's got normal lips, so he's going in very similar. I'm being picky. What am I doing with my life? It's midnight and I have to be up early tomorrow, and I thought this stream would take like an hour and a half, and I'm talking about Conleth Hill's lips. The fuck is going on? The waif... Okay, the waif in the books is a child. The waif in the show is a rebel spy, so she's going to go in bruh. She does have very stunning eyes, I will say. Fat Walder. In the books, Fat Walder's like 16, 17, so the age is off. She is fat. She's blonde. I think it's going to have to be close enough. 1-1 Wegdar 1. Interesting. So 1-1 Wegdar 1, also known as 1-1. The giants in the books are like, have really long arms and like hairy bodies, and they're kind of described as looking like Bigfoot. They're kind of like giant big feet. I don't know. Whereas in the show, they're not. They don't have that hairy ape-like vibe. They're just kind of. They're like giant men, but they do have weird faces. So I'm gonna go with artistic license because he do be a giant. Say what you will. Next up, we have Jorah. Khaleesi. Khal Drogo. Anyway, he is... Well, in the books, he's burly, and he's balding, and he's hairy, and he's ugly. In the show, he is slender, and he's not balding, and he's not bearded, and he's good looking. He's a bit of a dilf. This might be bruh, actually. You're not even Jorah. Who are you? Alright, Xaro Zoan Daxos. In the book, Xaro Zoan Daxos is a Carthene nobleman, which means he has milk-white skin. They're known as the Milkman. He's completely bald. He has a large beak of a nose that's encrusted with gemstones. This is a fat black man. He is going in bruh. Didn't Daenerys lock him in a vault in the show? Yeah, they try to like save the Carthene plot in the show, because in the books she just does nothing for several chapters and then has a really cool time at the House of the Undying. And in the show they're like, we need more shit to happen, so they crafted a conspiracy thing, which is more interesting than the books, don't get me wrong, but not super memorable. He's skipping the waif. I didn't skip the waif. I said the waif in the books is a child. Right? Gilly. How is Gilly described in the books? Let's have a look. Shout out Gilly. I don't remember much about Gilly in the books, except that Sam drinks her milk, because of course he does. She's slim, with a pale, gaunt face, dark hair, big brown eyes, regarded as pretty. Let's go artistic license, in vaguely the right ballpark. Oh my god, we have one left. The last one. We have one more character, and then I'm going to be wrapping up the stream, so this is your last chance to like, your last chance to sub. It's not actually your last chance to sub, but it is your last chance to send in a super chat or a donation or whatever. Thoros of Myr. Or Maya. It's Myr. When I first read it, it was Maya, but I think Myr makes more sense. So Thoros is the Red Priest. We don't see him in his King's Landing era, where in the books he's like fat. We do see him post King's Landing, where he's slender, right? He's lost some weight. He's very different in the show. He's like a lad. He's like a bloke. So Thoros, a tall, fat man in red robes. He shaves his head and has a smooth face. But he grows his hair out and grows his beard out, and it's grey, and he's a lot thinner. So yeah, grey beard and hair grown out. Let's go artistic license. Oh, we're done. We are done. I surprised myself, even though I said that was the last one. Right, well, that live stream was a mistake. I don't know why that took 3 hours and 20 minutes. I had a whole evening planned, and now it's gone, and I have to get up early, so I'm going to bed. Like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon for exclusive updates, goodies, videos, access to the Discord, pictures and teasers of my upcoming videos, chatting with the community, all that fun stuff. But for now, I think it is time. Let me just double check. It's time to end the stream. Keep an eye out. There'll be an edited down every Frey Iceberg Theory video is coming out. The edited down live stream. Game of Accents video is coming out. Arya's Prayer Explained is coming out, and then after that batch of 3, you better believe Elder Scrolls, Witcher. I keep teasing you, keep blue balling you, it's coming. Thanks so much for providing me with a fun evening, chat. This was really awesome. We got a lot of viewers and a lot of people in the chat. I don't know what it was about tonight that got so many people watching, but